기분 feel so good 素敵な afternoon プラチナみんな yeah 固めて転がす I love you いつでも smile for you 君だけにラブ Hey so 頑張らなくちゃT シャツ、hey! 手編みのマフラーと、oh yeah! ハートボーミー目白押し左へ say goodbye バイバイみんな固めてしまいましょう奮発しちゃいますこんな日は歌
Good morning, everyone! I hope everyone is having a good morning. Welcome on in. Sorry for the long intro there. I clicked to start stream and then I immediately lost my voice. I was like, oh bugger! I just did my voice exercises. It's meant to be okay, and it wasn't okay, but we're back now. Dear, thank you for the horn shifty. It is a test. Not quite as much of a test as like my closed captions, which I could see. I was going like bum 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 to try and get like my voice to come back, and my closed caption was just like bum 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 bum. Good stuff. 10 out of 10. Well done, closed captions. That's exactly what I was saying. Dear. Good morning, Cthulhu, and good morning, Sleeves. I hope you're all doing well. Let me pop into. Oh my god, bum 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 bum. Let me pop into this one. Hello! We've had a bit of a wiggle around, so things are now a little bit more back to normal. I don't know why. I don't know if you guys can see it. My camera seems to be slightly out of focus, and I don't know why. I couldn't seem to fix it, but it's just the face cam, so I figured it was probably fine. We don't stay in this mode for very long anyway. But we're slightly out of focus. I don't know why. But yeah, we've moved the boxes from behind, obviously all of where the embroideries were. I've got just the 2 now, which are the 2 of the ones I wanted to keep. There's one other as well, but that one's a bit harder because that will need to be nailed into the wall, whereas those ones I can just hang off the rope. So yes, we have that. We have the mannequin behind me now, so you can see all of the smocking we have done, because otherwise you just couldn't see it where it was before. I could see it. It was very much within reach for me, but for you guys, not so much. And we have done quite a bit. So yeah, that shows all of that off a little bit, so you can kind of see that. I've got a couple pieces on my desk as well, just so that anyone who's joined in the last month who hasn't seen it can see like a finished sample in a bit more detail. And yeah, we're just gonna keep going with it because I've got all of the pieces. So the fabric that is on the shoulder, that's the fabric that I've cut that is in the sizes for the smocking. So those are the pieces we have left. And yeah, it's good. I mean, I've done some behind the scenes. Mainly it's been a lot of prep work, like drawing grids on it. So like everything has a grid on it now, so I can just pick it up and start going with it. Once we've got all of these started, I will paint them all and then we'll move on and at different stages. We will do some embroidery on them, like they do end up having embroidery on them. We also have some more tests to do because I have the smaller pieces to test. They do have embroideries up the side and down the center, but because it's a bit thicker than the fabric that I have been working on, I'm just gonna give my fingers a little bit longer before. I mean, they're looking pretty good, honestly. It's shiny, but I think all things considered, that looks pretty good. God, my thumb is so big comparatively to my other thumb. I have just one really big chunky thumb, but it's feeling good and it's looking good, and I think it probably just need a couple more days and then I'll be happy to go back to it. I do need to get these, but one size bigger just for my thumb because my thumb doesn't fit into the thumb one. It does on the other hand, but not on this hand. Is what it is. I've been using my hands a long time. Joe, good morning. I hope you're doing well. You've been playing and you're so drained. Oh, I hope you've been having a good time with it though. And thank you for the hydrate. I did have a good hydrate before, so I don't have any water anymore, but that's okay. It's just one of the things. I like started stream and I was doing my because whenever I start stream, I always go like ma me before going live, or like no, after going live, but before like unmuting, just so that I have like some vocal warm-ups. I'll do like 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 and stuff like that, and so that I can make sure that my voice is there. And I did my first one, my voice immediately cracked and disappeared. I was like, great. I see the kind of day we're having today. I'm gonna sound like a prepubescent boil stream, but it's fine. Thank you for this hydrate. It's still a little bit hot because I just made it. Good morning, Anime! Anime, you've already seen, I think, the thing that I'm going to be sharing in a minute, but I do want to share the video that Fish and Naka made, because it's very hacking cute. I popped it in the Discord, but I want to share it for people that don't check, because it's like, it's so cute. It's so cute. It fills my heart, and I want to share it with everyone. Oh dear, running my life lots of slides straight to the point because I'm glad you're enjoying it. Hell yeah, it's like not a game that I'm going to play, I can already tell you that, but I'm glad that you're liking it. Oh dear, I've been watching a lot of Baldur's Gate content. I didn't think I'd like it that much. Turns out I do, but I think I'm quite happy just watching other people play it. I don't know necessarily that I have the drive to play it myself. There are games like that though, where it's like, I'm enjoying watching it, but like, would I play it myself? I don't know. I don't know that I would. Maybe. I'm not sure. Yes, Baldur's Gate 3 is awesome. I've really been enjoying people playing it. Like, I'm watching a few people with their playthroughs, and I've enjoyed it. It's good. It's very fun. He'd like to play it one day. Very fair. Yeah, I could see it being very up your alley as well. Like, I thought, because a lot of people recommended it to me because they know that I like D&D, and it's like, yeah, I get where you're coming from with it. I think the bit that I like about D&D, I like the acting. I like getting into a role and stuff like that. I don't know that Baldur's Gate would quite scratch that for me personally, because like I like doing the voices, being the silly character, stuff like that. Baldur's Gate seems a little bit different to what I enjoy in D&D, and other tabletops I like having quite silly characters. But yeah, I mean, I get why other people like it so much, and I'm very much enjoying other people experiencing it, yes. Do you want to do? Oh, bless you. Hell yeah, I hope they're having a good time with it. Hello, Wholesome Beans, and also Wholesome Jelly. I see that. No, yeah, very wholesome. Very, very wholesome. Do you like to get into rolls, into baps? Yes, I do. I'm like climb into a bap. Welcome on in, Vile. I hope you're doing well. I have something to show you, but I need to go into this camera because this is where I've added it, I think. Oh no, wait, is it not? How did I add it? What? Did I add it into like one of these by accident? No, I didn't. Wait. What? I literally just added this as a source. I can add it again. But I thought I'd been really organized and I thought I'd added it like before I went live. Turns out, I guess, screw me, right? I guess I didn't. Whoopsie. Yeah, alright, it's fine, because I can get it up quite easily. I already have it on the other tab. I'm just complaining because I thought I'd sorted it out and it turns out I hadn't. Oh yeah, it is an existing capture. Yeah, it's just not in the right scene, I guess. I don't know where I put it. I'm gonna find that later and be like, what? Where did that come from? There we go. Alright, I have this to show you guys. Oh, God, I don't want to cough through the whole thing. I want to turn it up a little bit. So this was something we were asked to do. They were like, hey, do you mind just drawing your cadet saluting if you have the time? So we were like, sure. And so we didn't know what they were going to make it into, but they took all of the cadets, there's over 100 of them, and they made this. And it's so cute. So this is all the people that were doing Chroma Core this year. The people who are animated, those are the 3 winners, and then everyone else behind them are the people that were competing to win. So the animated people are the competitors, and all of us behind are the people that took part. There's Anime's character there. Oh dear. Hell, it's a me! It is a you! Oh dear, and because I've obviously been looking at, there's a lot of people I recognise here. My one's just there on screen now. I've got Fat Rat on my head. Very cute. Oh dear. It's so wholesome. It's so wholesome. I love everyone's different art styles as well. It's probably a bit loud, to be honest. There you go. I'll turn it down a little bit. It's a me! Oh dear. Look how cute everyone is. Oh dear. It's so cute. It's all the people that took part and did all of the challenges. Those are the people that were animated. They're also the people that competed. But it was mainly put together by, oh God bless them, by Fishines and Naka. And I think Drawkey did some stuff as well. Yeah. It's so cute. I had to show it. I had to show it to you because it's just too cute. It's too cute and wholesome and I love it. I've watched it like 5 times. It makes me so happy. I just love it. I just love it. Oh dear, the animation's raised too. I love the one with the umbrella. Yeah! Like, obviously we all had to stay still because they were going in front of us, but like, having all of the animated, apparently for some of them it's the first time they've ever animated before. Oh, Sensei! Welcome on in, thank you for the horn. I was just showing off something that we all made together for Chroma Core. Like, I have one of the people saluting in the background, so does Anime. Hell yeah, it's good stuff. It's good vibe stuff, I like it. And the song makes me happy too, yeah, because it's like the cat parade. It's lovely. It made me very happy. I am also, you know, yesterday we had that conversation where I was like, should I check to see if the people who I've done embroideries of would like them? Because I could send it to them. And then I was like, maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't, kind of thing. And then everyone in the chat was like, you should ask them if they want the work of their pieces, you should ask them. So I asked them, all 3 did, but I can only send 2 of them because one of them just doesn't have a place I can send it to right now. So I am sending 2 of them, and actually I am technically doing an art swap with both of them because both of them refused to let me send it to them if they didn't send me something back. So yeah, we're gonna get some art. I'm very excited for some very talented people. I wasn't expecting that, but I look forward to sharing that with you when that arrives because that's gonna be really cool. Oh dear, hashtag peer pressure, right? Heckin' hashtag peer pressure. Maybe in the future you can say that. Well, that's what I said. I said I'll hold on to it, and then if your circumstances change, just let me know, and I'll send it you then. But yeah, we'll see. Like, honestly, I'd rather not send it somewhere if it's not going to be safe or anything like that, so. I'm fine with that. Completely understandable, honestly. Oh my god. We're gonna clear these lungs. We're gonna clear these lungs nice and early today. They are full of crap. Oh dear. Can you hear it? Can you hear it in my voice? I've not even been doing anything. You'd think that like I spent all of yesterday yodeling or something, but I have not. I have not. I did clean though. And I do wonder if maybe because I was cleaning, some of the dust has got to me and I'm just like, today. I feel fine. Just to be clear, I'm not sick or anything. I just, my lungs in particular are just like, so it's gonna be a yodeling day. I am up way too late yet again. I'm sorry, Vile. What's happened? Is it the doggos? Are they keeping you awake? What's going on? Or is it just your own sketch? Oh, damn. Hell yeah. All right. Do you want to swap to top down? We haven't been using these screens for like a whole month because we haven't done collect stuff. Oh, actually, I should do a quick reintroduction probably for anyone who's joined in the last month, because obviously this is quite different to what we've been doing for the last month. For anyone who isn't, anyone who isn't up to date on what we're doing here, this is smocking. We are doing this to make a costume for the collector from the Owl House. The original collector is this guy, like just on the screen there. My redesign is like kind of here, or also I guess technically underneath me here. And it's a 16th century redesign of the collector. So just with more traditional techniques and a lot of like hand stitching and handwork. We're not going 100% traditional because obviously I'm using like very colorful sequins and beads and stuff like that, stuff they wouldn't have had in the 16th century. But the techniques that I'm using more specifically, not necessarily the materials I'm using, are more traditional. Because this is going to be a hand-stitched costume from top to bottom. Behind me on the mannequin is some of my patterns, but also a lot of the pieces of smocking we've already done. We are currently working between two pieces or panels that are going to go on the arms. The main piece, which is what we are doing today, which will end up looking like this once it's done. And then the smaller piece underneath, which is a more heavily sequined piece, which ends up looking like this. Obviously, in the darker color, the color schemes are a little bit different. The lighter colors is more pastel, the darkers are more bold, but that's generally what we are doing. Yes, that is the general gist of what all of this is. Nice, hope sorting is going well. It is, honestly. I've got all of the embroidery hoops now in safe spaces while I'm not working on them so that they're not gathering dust or anything like that. I've moved the stuff from there to this side because it just makes more sense to have the mannequin behind me at this point because we are actually starting to put stuff on it. So yeah, yodelly yodelly hee hee. Welcome on in, Rammer. I hope you're doing well. I installed some pegboard and bought some plastic doors for my storage. And of course, I didn't wait to start sorting. Fair enough. Hell yeah, I hope your sorting is going well. I have so many blasters. This does not surprise me. It was nice. Oh, so no, fair. Sorry, anime. I read things backwards. Makes sense. But yeah, so I have two embroidery hoops to send off today. We're going back to this. I will be doing another embroidery soon because there's something that I think I would like to make. But that will probably be, I don't know when that's going to be. Oh god, we don't have our goals here. Do you want a goal? Do you guys fancy a goal? Is it this one? Yeah, we'll do something. We actually know what we're going to do. So that's actually not true anymore. It's not we'll do something. I know what we're doing. Oh, how big do I need this? Whee! Massive. Just, yeah. No, I don't know because I don't know how legible it is on your screen. On my screen, it's like, I can still read it at this size. I'd rather not have it too big, to be honest. But I think I put it there and it'll be okay, right? Because there's nothing really in that corner. Oh boy, I've got all of up the wall. I need to find another one at the bottom of the bin. Yeah. Oh dear. Yeah, going through this craft room it's very distracting because there's so many things you pick up and it's like, oh cool, a thing that I probably don't need right now, but a thing nonetheless. Oh dear. I don't mind it though. I actually quite like cleaning. I find it quite therapeutic. But yeah, only when I have this space. I will say, I like cleaning. I don't like cleaning when someone's watching me. Big difference. Like I like if no one's in the house and I have like complete freedom to clean like in the order and stuff that I want to do, love it. If someone's nearby, I can't do it. Stresses me out. Nobody watch me clean. That's a private thing. You're not allowed to watch me clean. Oh dear. Also, Queena, good morning. I hope you're doing well. Welcome on in. Oh dear. I started going through my junk in the room the other day. Back from from moving stuff. Hell yeah. Did I tell you, by the way, my parents found the first cosplay I ever made. They can't find the hat for it, but they found like the main part of it. I have that downstairs now. So at some point I might do a bit of a show and tell on stream and show you the first costume I ever made, which was also a jester costume. Help. I have had the same stylistic taste for too long. But I have that downstairs, the first ever costume that I made without the hat, unfortunately, because we just don't know where the hat is. I mean, to be fair, it has been, I made that when I was 14, so that's been about 13 years since I made it. The fact that any of it still exists, I think is honestly a blessing, because like, that's old. Just you say, yeah, like the first costumes, technically I made 2 costumes because I made one for me and one for one of my sisters. But yes, I made 2 Jester costumes as my first ever costume. My second costume was clown themed. My third was Alexander McQueen, and then, but like with the circus aesthetic. When I say I've been into this style for a very long time, I cannot over exaggerate. Like it's, my GCSE piece was Macbeth, but reimagined as clowns. And I'm not even joking. Like, there is a piece of art in my parents' house that is Macbeth, the witches, reimagined as clowns. And it has been an aesthetic. I have done so much clown work. I was very ahead of the curve with that one. Because, yeah, I've always had, like, an absolute fascination with... Because I think a lot of it does come down to... This is kind of stupid. But I wasn't allowed to go to the circus as a kid, right? It was one of the few things my parents put their foot down on, that they wouldn't take me to... They wouldn't take me to zoos, and they wouldn't take me to the circus. Because at the time, the local circuses had animals in them. And my parents did not like the way that the animals were treated in these places. And so they were like, listen, I know you're interested, but I'm not taking you to the circus. And it's because of the way the animals are treated there. It's not something we want to financially contribute to. And the same with like the zoos. The zoos in the area were not good. And so I don't know if they're different now, but when I was young, they were very, very iffy with the way that they treated animals. And so my parents refused to take me, and because of that I think I've gained an absolute fascination with like jesters and clowns and all of that kind of stuff, because it was something I'd never seen in person. And yeah, since then I just absolutely loved it. In Wales, it's illegal in England now as well, but we are talking like 20 years ago, so it's like, it's been a minute. Because I knew about circuses when I was like 4 or 5 years old. I was like, that's not something we're going to. And I understand semi why. I didn't know all the details and stuff, but like, you can simplify things for children so that they kind of understand. If you tell a child they don't look after their animals very well, and so the animals at the circus are sad, yeah, I'm not gonna want to go. That's literally all you have to do. You don't have to tell me the graphic detail of the stuff that's happening, just, you know, and that's what I was told. I was told the animals at the circus aren't happy. And so, yes, we're not taking you to it. And it's like, that's fair. Even as a child, I could understand that. Oh dear. Oh. There we go. And honestly, it's a decision that I very much as an adult respect. But yeah, I've still never been to like a traditional circus, even as an adult. I nearly went to Cirque du Soleil last year, which was very exciting. But then Cirque du Soleil, the tickets we had were for the same weekend as TwitchCon Amsterdam. So I couldn't go because it was like, oh, so we had to sell our tickets because it just happened to be exactly the same weekend as Amsterdam. So it was like, well, but I will definitely go at some point in the future because that is something that I have a big interest in. I love all the Cirque du Soleil costumes and stuff like that. I think because initially I was very traditional clown and jester, I have at some point kind of twisted a little bit to the more decorative side. Like, I think it's been my love of like old-fashioned architecture pushed onto jester fashion to build it up as something like detailed down to the wire, and that's what I've ended up really focusing on. So it has changed a little bit over the years. It used to be a lot more traditional clowns and jesters, whereas now it's maybe a little twisted. Traditional sewing techniques, but maybe the aesthetics are a little bit more, I don't know. There is definitely a style that I do not remember the name of that I really probably would say that I fall into, but it's basically you're adding too much. Whatever the style is called, where you add too much and you just keep going and adding and adding and adding. That I've always just called it like kitsch, but I don't think kitsch is necessarily the right word. Ah, dear. Very cool. Go at! Yeah! Thank you. Oh dear. Hello, friends. Just want to say you have Wait! Oh, don't bring joy. Oh, bless you. Most love for you. This is copy pasted by me, but it's a thought that counts. It is. Thank you, Worries. Worries. I hope that your maps are going well. Welcome on in. Oh yeah, I knew about circuses because my family was in it. Oh, very cool. Yeah, one day I will go to a proper circus. I have seen clowns though. We had, I don't know what we'd call local clowns. We had clowns that would always be in the same fairs and fates every year, so they'd always be the same clowns. Like, well, there was a clown that always did like Punch and Judy, and then there was like another clown that was like that you'd sometimes see at kids' birthday parties. So there were clowns growing up, and honestly, I will say, there's a lot of horror stories about childhood clowns. The childhood clown I had was just really, really good at balloon animals. Mainly that's what they did. Like, the show was pretty, like, it was just balloons constantly. So like whenever you saw this clown, you would walk away with some sort of balloon animal thing, and they were very good at it. They could make very, very complicated balloon creatures. Like if it was your birthday, if you were the birthday kid, you would have the most massivest balloon crown. They were very good at that. But I maybe they didn't encompass all parts of a jester or a clown, but they were just super, super good at balloon creatures and balloon art. And yeah, so like my first introduction to clowns was it's either Punch and Judy or it's, yeah, just really, really good at balloon animals. Which meant I didn't have, I guess, that like uncomfortable feeling from clowns from a young age that a lot of people do. It wasn't really joke telling and stuff like that. It was just like Punch and Judy and yeah, balloon animals, loads of balloon animals. Oh dear, thank you. No, thank you, Worries. I hope that you've had a good day. And again, I hope that your maps are going good. Oh dear. Kitsch song that appeals to a popular lowbrow taste and often of poor quality. I guess maybe actually that is probably how I describe myself. My taste is definitely kitschy. I wasn't allowed to go to Paris, I don't know, but it was like they didn't trust the rides because of the safety. Yeah. It's like one of those things that can be annoying as a kid, but when you grow up, it's like, oh, they did have my best interest at heart. They were just worried. Do you think I'm embellished? No, it's like the name of an art style. It's like a specific, it's not like a description. It is like there is an art style that has that name. That's what I'm forgetting. Is like, I'll find it for you and I'll get back to you. But like, yeah, there is, because there are people that I've studied before that do a very similar art style. If I've said this like very recently, but you know the scene in Howl's Moving Castle where you go into Howl's room and it's just completely saturated with things. Like it's everywhere. The room is just absolutely full of things moving and shining and stuff like that. It's like very overwhelmingly full. That is the art style. The art style is, it's too much, but that's the style. Yeah, it's that's why I can't remember the name of it. Like embellished is correct, like it would describe the style, but it's like over embellished, almost too much. I'm really scared, but more uneasy because of all the horror games I watched and played. That's fair, that's fair. I think as well, some clowns are not created equally, right? Some clowns are better than others, but the clowns I remember growing up were all right. Like, they were chill. Just one of them really liked balloon creatures and was really good at it. And the other one you barely saw because there was like the puppet show, really. Yeah. I don't remember ever going to the circus. I don't like clowns. It's probably because I've seen more horror films than anything else. Yeah, see again, like I had some pretty cool ones near me growing up who I had met before seeing any of the horror films. That being said, I actually really like clowns as a horror aesthetic, to be honest. I don't like all horror clowns, but like generally as an idea, I like the idea of clowns in the horror aesthetic. So yeah, I'm definitely not against it. I think that they work very, very well together. Wow. Dear. Oh yeah, all the charms. Yeah, that scene. That's the style. You winning? Sometimes. Welcome on in, Alpaca. I hope you're doing well. Oh dear. Oh, I'm going crazy right now. Finally found a specific jacket I would love, but the website sells it only to people in Germany, so I have no way to get it. What? Oh no. Do you know anyone in Germany that you could be like, hey, I really need this jacket, but they only ship to Germany. Can I ship it to you and then come collect it at some point? Oh dear. Oh dear, you are a clown, honk honk. My dreams are fulfilled. I will be by the end of this. I will be a clown. Not yet, but I will be. The most over embellished. What is this How dare you not? This is the Katamari Damacy OST. One of the most blessed OSTs that you have ever heard in your life. Killer Clowns from Outer Space, top tier. There's something about clown. I like it. It works. I knew there's a local circus, but I never went to it. Didn't really have the need to go, and I thought it was overrated. That's fair. I think as well, once again, probably the same with circuses. They're probably not all created equal, right? Oh my god, listen up. Here's the story about a little guy that lives in a blue world. Riku, good morning. I hope you're doing well. We're finally moving away from embroidery and going back to the cosplay. Blew his house with a blue little window and a blue Corvette, and everything is blue for him and himself and everybody around, cause he ain't got nobody to listen to. Yeah, I'm blue, dabba dee dabba die, dabba dee dabba die, dabba dee dabba die, dabba dee dabba die. Oh, I'm out of breath already. This dust has really got to me, huh? Sadly, I do not know anyone in Germany. No! I'm sorry. Yeah, it's always hard in those kind of situations where there's something that you want, but then it only ships to like one place. Like, good. What's happened here? What is this? Is this a knot? No, it's not even a knot. It's just my thread being confused. Have I like caught it? I think I have. That must be what it is, because otherwise my thread's been very good today. It doesn't make sense for it to suddenly rebel like this. One of them needs to be pulled, but I do not know which one it is. Is it this one? Excuse me while I troubleshoot? You have troubleshooting with thread? Yeah, it is this one. Okay. What has happened to it? Oh, it has got a knot in it. I was gonna say, like, it's weird for this to happen without a knot. But it has got a knot. Let's see, can we encourage the knot to maybe, lol, not be there? We can definitely try. There you go. And then we just need to whoop, 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 whoop. And then hopefully that's pretty much evened it out so that we can do that. There you go. Nice. No more knots. Welcome back. Congrats on all this fucking thank you. Yeah, we are inching closer and closer every day. Oh dear. Heck yeah. Oh dear. I'm at the clinic. I'm doing a surgery. Oh, good luck. I hope that it goes well. Hell yeah. I mean, I don't know if I could visit Germany easily and ship it to you. Technically. The wobbly jellies, yeah! We got loads of wobbly jellies on the stream right now. We got 3. And me, if you include me as a wobbly jelly, I'm also here. Ah, dear. I'm the 4th wobbly jelly, the secret one. Ah, dear. There we go. And make sure that's it not stuck in there, because I don't want to sew that down. Oh dear. Oh, why can't I see your message? That's weird. Shifty, would you mind just typing again really quickly in a second? Just anything in chat. Because I feel like that's not quite right. My OBS is not showing me messages from you for some reason. Oh, that's better. Yeah, and it wasn't scrolling for your, you know, like where you have like a chatter that you've put under watch. It was doing that to you for some reason. Where it's like, yeah, suspicious chatter. And it's like, I don't remember putting Shifty as a suspicious chatter. I very much doubt that Shifty can put themselves as a suspicious chatter. I don't think I did that. Twitch be twitching. I don't think it's Twitch. I think this actually might be OBS. I'm under watch. Maybe. I don't know who put you under watch though. The only one I can think of is maybe Vile? Oh dear. Did Vile make Shifty a suspicious person? Honestly understandable. Couldn't even blame Vile for that. Shifty is sus. Shifty is sus. Oh, by the way, speaking of Shifty, me and Shifty are collabing on Sunday. We're gonna be playing some games together. Hell yeah, it's been a really long time since I've done anything like that. And now that we're out of Chroma Core, I actually have some free time a little bit. So on Sunday, we're gonna be playing some games with Shifty Blook. Take care, Riku, good luck. Yee, it's collab time. Yeah, they said it's collabing time, and then we collabed all over the place. Oh dear. Yeah, it's gonna be really fun. I'm really excited for what game is it? Is it a secret? No, I'll tell you. It's Toe Jam and Earl. It's a game that I grew up with, that is multiplayer, and that I absolutely love. And Shifty, as far as I'm aware, has never played Toe Jam and Earl. So I think they'll be going in pretty blind. So don't spoil it for them. If you know of the game, like, be good beans, no spoilers, let them go in blind. Because I think Toe Jam and Earl is one of those games where it's like, it's a real experience when you're not sure what's going on. But yes. I'm very excited. I'm very excited. Also, we're doing specifically Toe Jam and Earl, the original, not Panic on Funkatron, because Panic on Funkatron is the most overstimulating thing that I think I have ever played in my life. And like, I will do it if requested to, but I wouldn't offer it. Oh dear. Can't wait to play Panic on Funkatron. We are not playing, like, literally, Shifty, I think you will keel over and die. And I'm not even joking. Panic on Funkatron, it is a game designed to, like, make you panic. Oh dear. It's like everything about Panic on Funkatron is like every single bit of the environment moves constantly, and like it's flashing lights and like panic, and you can't control it, and there's enemies I don't know what happened with Panic on Funkatron. The first game has such chill vibes, and then Panic on Funkatron is like, you want to feel anxiety? Yeah, that's a really good game for triggering anxiety. So weird. You're off to bed. Take care, Lyle. Thank you so much for popping by. Enjoy the rest of your evening. They gotta avoid this guy. They're terrifying. The cows are terrifying. So scary. They're a bit further on though. I think the real experience of Panic on Funkatron starts from the very beginning, and it's just anxiety from start to finish. I don't know why they made it like that. It's so different from the original game. Like, the vibes of the original game is like a stoner game, basically. It's like you're just chilling, vibing, laughing, doing silly things. Yeah, it's great. Panic on Funkatron is like, do you want anxiety? Maybe it's just that they're like, you know, the first game's a stoner game, the second game is like a meth game. I don't know. Maybe they were just changing up the drugs you need to be on to enjoy it. I'm not sure. But yeah, no, the second game I would not recommend above the first based on the anxiety factor. Like, listen, if you ignore the anxiety, it's kind of a funny game, but like, my god, it's so intense. It's so intense. First game was good trick, second trip was a bad trip. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what it is. There was a good trip and the bad trip. Oh my god. But yeah, it's oof. Oof. Also get ready for like a lot of 90s kind of lingo. Jamming. Get ready for that. It's like 90s lingo everywhere. Oh god. Also, half of the enemies are like, honestly, I don't think it's actually aged poorly. If anything, it's aged like weirdly accurately. Like, one of the enemies is basically like the stereotype of a Karen, right? Which came out then 20, like that stereotype, I guess it's been around, but I feel like that's more prominent now than it was in the 90s. And yet, one of the enemies is basically like that kind of vibe. Oh dear. They also said, from what you said yesterday, how early can you start? Well, you cannot start yet. Well, I mean, technically you can, but I'm going to be opening, well, first of all, I guess I needed to see if people were interested. Since people are interested, I'm going to open submissions 1st of September till the last day of September, because we need time in October to judge them. So you won't be able to submit until the 1st. You can start working on it now though, there's nothing to stop you. But on the 1st, I'm going to be also releasing some like outlines. So I can show you the picture, because that way if you need a screenshot of it, you can. I've only got one right now though. I want to make from the side as well. I've basically taken the outline of my body so that if you need a reference for what my body is like for your costume, I have one. Because if you use like a regular mannequin, it's not going to match like body type, if that makes sense. So I made like a little, is that gonna show up? There you go. I made like a little reference for what my body type is like, because I am unbelievably short in the leg. You don't see it on stream. I have a long body and tiny little legs. So what I did was take a picture and then use that as a reference. So that if you do want to use this will be released on the 1st as a pack though, so that you'll have it from the side and from like an angle. I've only got one. And yeah, you've got a template, but the legs are really long. Yeah, so template legs are always ridiculously long, and I know from experience, if I use those templates to design costumes for me, they never look right, because you'll put all this detail into leg that I just don't have, because I have very short legs. What are the rules? Wait until the 1st. The rules are going to be wait until the 1st and when I actually release the competition, if that's okay. Because I need to like properly write it up, and I don't think it's fair to say it here and then maybe have to add something again later. You have to bear in mind, this is only something that we decided we were doing yesterday. Give me like a little bit of time to like fully flesh this out. You know, I need a little tiny bit of time, especially because we also have a massive announcement on Friday. We have our 4K stream coming up probably in the next couple weeks, and another secret thing. Give me like a little bit of time, but you'll have at least the day, the 1st of September. If you're interested in entering, that's going to be the day that you need to be looking at the Discord. 1st of September. Yes. The reason why I use the top and then draw my own legs, but for school I did not put that effort in, and I didn't mind as long as you can read it. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't do this if I was just designing a costume in general. It's mainly if I'm designing a costume for my body, I will normally draw out a reference for my body specifically so that I can make sure that the costume looks good on me, because that is the thing, I suppose, especially if you're like redesigning costumes, which we do a lot of. We do a lot of like taking an idea and redesigning it for ourselves. But yes. I always draw it with my little legs, because otherwise I just don't know if it's gonna look good, especially if you do like more anime characters. Genshin's a good example. Honkai, like games where characters are like anime-esque, their legs are gonna be really, really long. So if you redraw the costume on yourself, you can kind of see actually what it's gonna look like and the level of detail you can put into it, because if they have really, really detailed legs and you don't have long legs, it can be difficult. I guess vice versa as well, although I would say I think most of the time with most designs that I see, the legs are elongated rather than shortened. Whereas like, this is very much like a realistic, that's what my legs are like. They're short. I have a very long body and really short legs. That's what my body, that's what it's like. Dear. But yeah, it's just one of those things. I mean, at the end of the day, you can wear whatever you want. Like, you wear whatever, whether it generally suits you or not, you wear whatever you enjoy, right? But I think for the competition, to make things fair, having like some references for what my body actually looks like, because when I'm picking my favorite 3, I will be keeping that in mind. So if like there's tons of leg decoration, the legs are like 10 feet long, I'm probably not going to pick it based on like, I'm not going to be able to recreate that with my body type. Yeah. So just to keep things fair, I will be releasing a set of references on the 1st of September, which is also when I'll be releasing all of the rules and all of there's not that many rules, I don't think. Mainly, you know, it's common sense stuff. Like, you know, if you're putting diamonds into your costume, I'm not going to pick it because I can't afford that. And also stuff like, if you do a really beautiful costume, but it's mainly using techniques like smocking, I probably will ask just to reevaluate it if I pick it, because it's like, you have 1 week. I have 1 week to make this. If you make something that's not possible in a week and I really like it, I'll talk to you. But yeah, you get me. It's common sense stuff, really. I don't think I'll write it down so that people have it in writing, but personally, that's the way that I would class it. Oh dear. I noticed that Venti were the same height, but his legs are way longer. It's because they're an anime style. Like, it's just not quite proportioned like a person. That being said, Venti doesn't have too much detail on their legs, right? So I feel like you can scale that quite easily. And obviously you have been, because you've been doing the shorts and stuff like that. And this looked really good. My legs go all the way up. Yeah, you're a long-legged person. I'm a short-legged person. I make up for it in body. I've got a lot of body, but not a lot of leg. I have long legs with the tiniest torso. I have to do so much editing on top of pants and bottoms of shirts. Yeah. I guess it's like the difference is like, yeah, for you it'll be pants. For me, it's stuff like bodysuits. Anything with a bodysuit, I need a custom pattern for because I have a very long body. And if I don't use a custom pattern, it's just gonna dig in constantly. And I don't buy jumpsuits or play suits from stores because there's just no point. There's just no point. Should we, so we shouldn't draw platform heels on the feet. I don't think you'll see the feet. So you can design the feet, but I might not end up making them. Oh, actually, one rule that I will tell you ahead of time if you're planning on doing stuff, I'm gonna be really, really explicit with this when it comes to the rules. You can add a wig. I'm not buying a wig. It's wasteful. I can't wear wigs. I have HS on my hairline and behind my ears. It is not safe for me to wear wigs. If you put a wig as part of your costume, I will not make it. I will not wear it. It's not physically safe for me as someone who has it here. It would, even wearing it for a stream could end up causing me to have a flare-up, and it's definitely not worth it for my long-term health to be triggering flare-ups. So if you add a wig to the costume, I will not be buying it or wearing it because it's wasteful and it's unsafe. There you go. What about hats? Hats are fine. Specifically wigs. Can you wear headbands? Oh, here we go. Here we go. Specifically wigs. Specifically wigs. If you're concerned, have a little look at the costumes that I've made previously and you can kind of see the stuff that I'm okay with. E.g. Mateus. E.g. what we did for the other ones. But yes, if you draw hair, I probably won't. Listen, I'm picking my top 3 favorites. If people look at the rule of like, this is unsafe and pick it, look, I'm just saying, I will have a bias against ones that go heavy on hair. Note to self, draw crazy hair. Listen, you want to not get picked. That's probably the best way of doing it. Dear. There are ways we get around wigs. Like generally it's either sewing the hair into the hat, which is what we did with the Honkai Star Rail costume, or just picking characters that don't have hair. That's what I've done for the longest time. Because yeah, fun, that's what it is. But what if it's an edited wig, only virtual? So the point of this competition is really for if there are things you want to see how to make, if there are things you'd want to share how to make, if there are things you have a passion for. Like for instance, say that you want to make a corset but you don't have the confidence to make it yourself, add a corset as a part of your costume and I will be literally, and if it wins, I will be giving you a step-by-step tailored like explanation of how to make it, if that makes sense. So the only prize that the person who ends up getting voted will win is a step-by-step how to make their entirety of their costume. That is the prize. So I think when you're designing it, make sure if you're interested in that you add elements that you would actually really like to see made in person. Obviously there is a level of complicatedness that if you are like, oh yeah, I want to see you do the armor from what do you call it? Oh, what's it called? Monster Hunter. No, I'm not gonna do that. Like, I'm not gonna pick you. It's too much. I only have a week to make it at the end of the day. But, you know, I would say focus on a few parts of the costume. If you really want to learn how to make a hat, add a hat. If you really want to learn how to make a corset, add a corset. If you really want to learn how to make a ball gown, add a ball gown, if that makes sense. So the goal of this competition is not big prizes and not big anything like that. It's more as a tutorial and walkthrough for a costume that you might have an interest in. That's why I'm encouraging people who might not have as much confidence in sewing to give this a go if you have an interest. Because if there are things that you would like to give a go with sewing and don't have the confidence, if you win, you will get a step-by-step walkthrough of how to make that. Yeah, I hope that makes sense. So yeah, literally, like, there's not really any point in editing something that I'd have to edit in post, because what does that really teach, if that makes sense? That is another thing. I will be writing all this out. This is really why I'd rather write it out before discussing it in too much detail, to be honest, because this doesn't really feel very fair to people who aren't here. But there will be, as far as my own judging criteria goes, if I don't think that the costume has things on it that would be good to teach to people, say if you did like, I don't know, a circle skirt and a pajama top. as your costume. I probably wouldn't pick it based on the fact that it doesn't seem like a very good tutorial, or it doesn't seem like a tutorial that you couldn't get exactly the same elsewhere. Yeah. Ah, dear. There we are. I can't remember if you already said how long will we have to design after the first. 1 month. 1 month. We'll have 1 month. So plenty of time, I would say, to design a costume. Ah, dear. Especially a costume that's meant to be made within a week anyway. Honestly, if you're spending more than a week designing it, it's probably going to be too complicated to make in a week. Oh, dear. Also, gloves are a mystery to me. Gloves took me a minute as well. But then it kind of just click at one point and you're like, oh, okay. Easy. I just need the right fabric and like 1,000 pins. And then it's easy. Oh, dear. Wow. I'm fascinated to see how you do it because you make things in a totally different way. Yeah, like probably because I have no professional experience. The way that I do things is like very, 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 what do you call it? Very, very, very weird a lot of the time. But listen, if it works and it looks good, no one knows. Would you choose one if it meant learning a new skill? Very much depends on what the skill is. If it's, say, something that includes equipment that I don't own, no. So it depends. If it's something like, oh yeah, like a new foot on your sewing machine, sure, yeah, no, I can do that. If it's like, oh, here's this armor work that you don't have any of the equipment for, chainmail that you don't have any of the equipment for, stuff like that I wouldn't have the equipment for, no. What I'll probably do is give you a list of the equipment that I have. It is under the stream, but I can give you a list for the competition so that you kind of know what your limits are. Again, the other thing would be is if you have a costume that I really, really like, but there's one element where I'm like, I don't have the equipment to make that, would you mind removing that element and I'll pick you? You know? I'm happy with the 3 people that I would like to have go up for the vote. I'm happy to like discuss it. If you refuse to make any changes that would accommodate stuff like that, I will just pick someone else because like, you know, but like I don't assume most people in this community would be like that. Say if you had added chainmail as a part of your like your design, and I was like, hey anime, you know, the chainmail's really cool, but I just don't have any of the equipment to be making that. Would you mind either changing it to something else or removing it from the design? I don't assume you'd be like, no. Yeah. Oh dear. So yeah, I do think a lot of this is relatively common sense, to be fair. I'm not going to say buy stuff that I don't have. I'm also going to say the 3D printer won't be set up for then, so 3D printed stuff will be off, even though I technically own one because I don't have the setup for it right now. Yeah. Chainmail, also, well, sorry, I don't think I said earlier, but Plaster, I hope you're having a good day. Welcome on in. As far as the rest of it, though, goes, would you guys just mind waiting a couple weeks until the 1st before asking any more questions? Sorry, I feel almost like I have to answer them, but I don't feel like it's very fair until I've properly got all the rules out. I might just pop a quick shout in the Discord like we're doing it. Keep an eye till the 1st. Until then, I'm going to ask that we just don't, you know? Because otherwise, if somebody wants to take part and they haven't been in this stream, they're now behind, and I just feel a bit mean. It feels like I'm giving people an unfair advantage, and I don't want to be doing that. All right. Let me put this. Oh, wait. Oh, my Discord is balked. It says that nobody's reacted to it, but I don't think that's true. Yeah, there's definitely people there. Oh, it's streamer mode, that's why. Okay. Awesome. I guess that's the birthday stream decided. Please give me a couple weeks. Oh, also give me some time to sort this all out. I will open the entries on the 1st September. On on the 1st, I will also release the full rules and guidelines, as well as the resource pack for what would you call it, like a mannequin? For the body bases. For anyone who does not want to draw a base from scratch. There we go. Nice. There you go. There you go. I got that there now. No more questions. Any more questions, I'll ban you. Ban you from the competition. Could you imagine? No, I won't do that, but I won't answer them either. My now overall is you'll have to wait and see. You'll just have to wait and see. You have to wait and see. I'll tell you later. You have to wait and see. Best sandwich flavors, am I right? Oh dear. Turkey. To be fair, if this is too long to wait till you hear what's going on Friday. Friday we have a huge announcement. So if the 1st of September is too long to wait, see if you can wait just a couple days, because Friday we got a big thing going on. Oh dear. Oh dear. Just don't, because I swear I reacted. Yeah, I think it might be because I'm on streamer mode, because it looks really weird to me right now. Yeah, I'm not sure. Oh dear. Chicken mayo bacon. Nice. Can I get super chairs? Yeah, go for it. Hell yeah. Oh dear. I'm partial to a good fish finger. Oh yeah, chip buddy is pretty top as well. Oh dear. I don't know what the English word is for sausage. Oh, for the sausage. I was like, that's a conundrum, because I'm sure that it's just sausage. What day is it today? Tuesday. Just have to wait till Friday. How are you, Jelly? I am okay. I am busy, but I am okay. We have, and I'm not even, okay. Because one of them's super secret, and I won't be able to tell you guys for probably over a year. Shifty knows what it is, but I am organizing something right now that is like a whole year's worth at least of planning. And so I have that. We have the announcement on Friday, which everything is basically ready for, and I'm just excited to go for it. 4K celebration stream, which we need to pick stuff up for all of the, opening my own store for the first time on Etsy with all of the hoops, getting all of my prints sorted and my stamps. Then we also have the birthday celebration stream that can open on the 1st up until that. Not even to mention the charity stuff. It's a lot. We got a lot going on, but like, it's all good stuff, you know? I'm excited about every single one of them. One of them I'm a little bit nervous about, but the rest of them I'm excited about. Oh dear. Oh, also, you know we said we were going to give away some of the hoops during charity streams? I decided I specifically want to give Filbert away during Starlight, so you won't see Filbert for a couple of extra months, because I think just the Filbert embroidery would go really well with the Starlight Foundation streams. So when we do the 12 days of Starlight, that's when Filbert will be given away, because it just kind of suits the vibe, you know? And that liver sausage. I do quite like liver, but only in small amounts. I do not like nor dislike liver, to be honest. I think it's meh. Meh. Tuesday. It is Tuesday. You're right. Oh, they're excited. Go buy some crafting stuff for Thursday. Hell yeah. Oh dear. Yeah, I need to reorganize everything, but we'll get there at some point. I'm happy with the organization we've done in the last 24 hours. I found 500 stores of Gooderman. Silky red embroidery thread from someone on Facebook Marketplace for 10 cents a spool? Oh my god, that's a heckin' bargain. What the heck? Do they know what they would give it? I guess if it's secondhand, maybe they didn't care. They're just happy for any money. Oh my god, look the hell out. Yeah, that's such a good deal. Oh my god, I would have done exactly the same thing. I'm trying really hard not to like clog my craft room up at the moment, but if I had seen that, I would have been unable to control myself. That is such a good deal. What the heck? Did you say that you got all of them, yeah? Did you get all of the ones that they had? Hell yeah. Liver sausage with bits in it, because not grinded, if that makes sense. Yeah, like it's a chunky sausage. Fair. Yeah, I'm not super fast on liver, but I wouldn't say that I hate it either. It's just kind of like, I wouldn't order it, you know? But if someone put it in front of me, like, I won't spit it out. It's just whatever. Liver. Oh dear. To be fair as well, like, I always thought that liver would be cheap, but like a lot of the times when you see it on menus, it's really expensive. So maybe that's another reason I haven't had it that much, because it's just like expensive. Like, I don't, it's meh and also expensive. Like, I'm not gonna eat that. Oh dear. If it's gonna be expensive, it has to at least be really, really good. I don't know. I just don't find it that good. Jed, 6 other listings for largest festivals, but I'm restraining myself because storage space. Yeah. Honestly, well done. I would have, like, oh my god, I would have struggled. Good job I don't live near there. It would have been me wandering all the way to America to get Fred. I also looked up at the craft shop donated a bunch of wardrobe things. Ooh, you almost cleared them out. And once again, very understandable. I would have done the same thing. What? What's happening? What's happening to you? There you go. Ah, there. It's almost like it on a bisque. What? What? Like the oh, okay. I spent literal hours arranging them in fun gradients. Yeah, I would have done the same. I actually need to sort out my embroidery threads at some point because they're like packed away somewhere, and I'm pretty sure they're an absolute mess. And I would like to be able to use them more often, but that also means like them not being an absolute tip all the time. I see someone posting in live stream chat. Whoa. Oh, that's so nice. Oh, I like that a lot. Yes, very good. Very nice. Very, very nice. Oh my god, they have like every color. What? How did you even get that collection? That's like basically you have the full drop at the haberdashery. How did you even get that? I don't know if that's the right word, but I think it's called that. Listen, you're probably right. Everything I've learned from streaming is that like if someone says something, they're probably right. Most people know more words than I seem to know. So we'll just say yes, probably correct. I just looked up thread on Facebook Marketplace. I see most of the things on Facebook Marketplace require you to drive to them, and since we've only just got a car, it's never really been an option for us because we can't drive anywhere to pick things up. But yeah, now maybe it's like they'll look at it a bit more because we could actually get to people a bit easier. Hell yeah. Oh dear. Although the first thing I need to do is pick up some fabric. Because I am like, I'm like, not in a mean way, but I'm like, every time someone follows, I'm like, we're getting very close, and I absolutely do not have, I'm not prepared yet. I still need to pick up some fabric. But I feel like every stream we do, we get a little bit closer, and I'm just not quite ready. For anyone who's not aware, when we hit 4K followers, we are doing a week-long stream where which will take breaks. I'm going to be sleeping and stuff. It's not a subathon or anything. It will just be a week-long event of streaming where we embroider 4,000 stickmen. 4,000 stickmen. One for every follower. That being said, if you are a VIP or you're subscribed, if you find a stickman that you like during the week, you can claim them and add like a little accessory onto them. Yes. So if you have, I guess whenever that starts, if you have a sub badge then, or a VIP badge or a mod badge, but the mods I'm gonna do at the top separately to everyone else. So yes, but the VIPs and subs, you can pick any stickmen that you like. They're gonna be all different colors, and I'm gonna say to pick one that's already there rather than me make one specifically for you, because it's just a bit easier since we're making so many to go back and pick one for you. But yes, we're gonna be doing that. 4,000 stickmen. Does a tiny black count? Yes, a tiny black cat would be a perfect little stick accessory. It's legible, it's small, we can do that. So you'll just need to find a stickman on our large embroidery that speaks to you. Which stickman will you be, kind of thing. But we'll do them in like a big range of colors, so I think probably it'll be like there's one in a particular shape in a particular color that you'll like, and then you can pick that one. Would glasses work? I think we could make glasses work, yeah. They might be a little balked. They'd probably be square glasses would be the only thing at that scale, if I had to guess. But like, we could do like a little pair of square glasses. I'm sure you could imagine what my accessory might be. No idea. No, I have no idea. Maybe it could be a handbag. Whenever I think of Shifty, I always think of handbags. I never feel ready for anything. Yes, very relatable. Oh dear. Gordy LaForge. Visor glass stuff? Yeah, visor. Hell yeah. Could be me and my iconic handbag. Yeah, exactly. That's why I keep Vile. The mod stickmen could just be like massive Shifty with a handbag with tiny Vile inside. I don't know how Vile would feel about that. They've gone to sleep now as well. No, I'll probably do the mods last because I want them to be at the top. So they'll probably be the last ones we do. Which will be kind of nice. Because it means when we hit like close to 4,000, I can like take a moment and just like spend some time doing the embroideries for the mods, which would be nice. So obviously the mods can let me know anytime what they would like their accessory to be because they're definitely going to be there and we're going to do details to them. But everyone else, you will need to be in the stream if you want your accessory added because you will need to pick your stickman and tell me what accessory you want then and there. So I'm not taking requests in advance from anyone else in chat other than the mods. Just the mods for that. Also because there's a part of me that's like, you might need to see your stickman before you decide what your accessory is going to be, if that makes sense. You know, like, people give birth and then they're like, I want to see them before I decide on the name. Like, I have some ideas, but like, until I see the baby, I'm not 100% sure. It's kind of like that vibe. I feel like you might need to see the stickman that you want to be before you 100% are like, that's me, you know? Ah, dear. Val likes chihuahuas, he'd probably be okay with it. True. Probably, like, just surround Val with dogs, they'd probably be okay with it. Very purple, very stylish and regal. Yeah, we can do a purple stickman for shit. I feel like, though, because I don't know if this is going to translate to the colour that people want, but obviously you're very purple. Vile is also very purple, and Zero full damage. Zero is also kind of purple. We're going to have, like, a lot of purple. And then Dem, who I kind of almost imagine will be either red, black, or blue, if I had to guess. Or actually, maybe there'll be a troll and ask me to do it in white so you can't see it, because it is going to be a white background. They'll be like trolling, like, Jelly, do me in white. I could see Dem doing that as well. Picture myself with an amethyst closures and rhinestones on the handle now. Do you just collect purple people? Apparently, maybe. Oh dear. Yeah, it does kind of seem like it. I am also making a purple costume. Purple is also one of my favorite colors though, so I do kind of feel like it's not my favorite color. My favorite color is gold, but it's like, it's up there. I do really like purple, and I think purple goes really well with gold in general. So yeah, I do see that. That being said, I think I'll probably do my stickman in blue because I'm going to do myself with the mods. So we'll have all of the mods and then me. I do think that my stickman will probably be either turquoise or blue, maybe pink, something like that. I must admit, I am also a lover of purple. Hell yeah. I'm a purple person with a hint of peridot. Oh, nice. Hell yeah. Also, for anyone who's not subscribed or not a VIP, don't worry. If you see a stickman that you like, I won't be adding any accessories to it, but you can still claim it. Listen, you can still claim that stickman. I am planning to get like a pen that's good on fabric so that I can just write names next to people if they want to claim a stickman. So if you would like a stickman, you can still claim one. I just won't add any extra accessories to it. So wait till the stickman is made that you feel attached to, and then you can be like, that one. I want to be that stickman, and then I will write your name next to that stickman. Yes. I'm just doing it so that only mods, VIPs, and subs get the accessory, because otherwise it's already a lot of embroidering, and I just might not have the space or the time to do that for everyone. Yes. I'm a person. Oh, sorry. How big is the stickman army banner going to be? It's going to be big. It's going to be very, very big. So we've done some calculations actually already. I don't have them to hand, but I do have the exact size that I'll need, and it's big. It's big. The other reason that it's big, because it's going to be long, the reason is, we're not going to fill it this time, but next time we hit another goal, I might want to fill in an extra few. So we're making it a size we can just keep growing it over time. That's interesting, Queena, because like, do any of those colors, other than black technically, I guess, but like, I always assume, like, I associate Queena with like reds, peaches, whites kind of colors. I've got so much dust in my lungs. Help. Somebody come take it out. I'm tired of coughing them. Oh dear. I often end up looking like the Joker or Barney the dinosaur. Listen, Barney the dinosaur is goals. Don't let anyone tell you differently. You want to look like Barney the dinosaur? Hell yeah. This is an ambitious and lovely project. Yeah, like it came from, I don't remember exactly how the conversation goes. It wasn't my idea though. So basically we were talking about it and I was like, you know, if I can embroider every single person in my community, I'd love to. I just don't physically have the time to do that. And someone piped in and was like, but what if you did it as sick men? And I was like, what if? What if I did it as sick men? Also, Leet, welcome on in. I hope you're doing well. Welcome, welcome. How was your stream and what did you get up to today? Oh, Ellie eats. Oh God, everyone's quicker than me. I tried. Listen, there's my attempt. Shifty's just really, really speedy. It is an ambitious project, but it should be fun. Hello, welcome on in. Eat, I hope you're doing well. You're doing an endurance stream? What are you enduring? Yeah, or how long have you been going for? Oh dear. Oh God, you beat me again. Baldur's Gate, how are you doing? We were talking about Baldur's Gate earlier, actually. As I've been saying that I've been really enjoying watching people play it. Oh, bless you. If you need to go get some food and look after yourself, please do. That is a long time to be streaming. As obviously, you're always welcome back here should you need to, if you want to pop in again. But like, yeah, if you need to go look after yourself, please go look after yourself. That's a really long time to stream. Oh my God. I actually got it wrong. Oh, did you? Oh, did you? Okay. Wait, so I got it right. You got it wrong. God damn it. So technically I won, right? Technically I won. Hell yeah. Oh dear, I was asleep for a goblin castle. Oh no, my castle. We have all the goblins in chat. But you're not really a goblin though, Queena. God, I'm getting mixed messages, Queena. The color scheme not matching with Queena Quen, and now this, the old goblin. Technically, I got this shout out. So yeah, but it doesn't count if you shout out the wrong person. Yeah, like you shouted out first, but you didn't win. I would have won because I shouted out the right person. I'm taking this as a jelly victory here. Oh dear. I'm glad you like the message. That's what I'm able. People say they share love and wholesome vibes. Hell yeah. I know, it's very, very kind of you. It's very, very sweet. I appreciate it. Oh dear. We're all goblins. Goblin threads and found. I genuinely thought you were gonna D's nuts me there. I was so ready for a D's nut. I was like, really? On a crafting stream? Really? Oh dear. I was ready. Whenever I see goblins, I get like a mild sense of anxiety because I'm like, I'm ready for it. I'm ready for the goblin on these nuts joke. I've seen it so many times. Oh my God. Oh my God. But no, not today. We were blessed today. No cursed. Who do you take me for? You! You! And that's why I was worried. Oh dear. I just finished my dinner. Was it good? What did you have? What's on the menu? Oh dear. Did I get all of those? I did. Okay. You know, sometimes I tie the knot and I just don't expect it's gonna work, but it does. Good stuff. Also, are my knuckles still bad? No, they're fine. I touched grass by accident yesterday, and so that's this. Now that touching grass has like a different meaning, it sounds very stupid, but like I am like a little bit allergic to grass, and I was very, very itchy on my hands, but it seems like they kind of healed fine. Accidentally touched grass, regretted it. Never again. Oh dear. Before that, I made a mini music mix for my starting. Oh, lovely. Then Marsville, then Bionicle, then A&B Night, and then back to finish the legs of the Bionicle, and then, oh my God, that really is a heck of a lot. That's a big endurance stream. Jesus. I would do 24 hours, but I don't want the side effects. No, you'll be very, very tired. Like, it's a fun challenge every now and again, but you do need to have like a lot of time to recover outside of it, I think. If you don't have the time, like say because of work and stuff, it's maybe not such a good plan, because it'll just make whatever you're doing the next day very, very difficult. It's fine if you could just sleep the days away though, and recover like that. Oh, damn, a very wholesome bean. Oh yeah? It literally says cursed under your stream tag, so where's that Shifty? If you're such a wholesome bean, why are your streams tagged as cursed? Huh? And thank you for the quote, I touched grass by accident. I did, I touched grass by accident yesterday. I was like moving, because we mowed the lawn. Actually, can I tell you about like the absolute mare we had like this weekend? It was like, I mentioned some of it yesterday, but I only kind of told half the story. We just had one of those days, you know? It's fine, it was all funny, kind of, like, it's just one of those things where it's like one after the other. So we were going to go mow the lawn. The lawn, we haven't been able to mow it for a while because it's been raining every single time we're free, and we don't want to be mowing the lawn in the middle of the rain, especially because ours is like a powered, like a cable powered lawnmower. So we're like, we kind of have to wait for it to stop raining so that we can mow the lawn. Anyway, I went to mow it, and I was like going pretty good. Everything was going well, and then suddenly the mower stopped, and I was like, oh, what's happened? Maybe something's got stuck or something like that. And the fuse had just gone kaput inside of the plug. And so it was like, this was, by the way, not a immediate discovery. I like checked everything else first. But yeah, when I unplugged it, I could see like something was going on in there, and the fuse had gone kaput and had like broken the end of it off and melted a little bit. And that's why it just stopped working, because it just melted in our plug socket. I love that. That was great. 10 out of 10. But anyway, it meant that our lawn was half overgrown and half mown, and it looked so ugly. It was like, oh god, that's gross. Our neighbors are gonna complain. Our lawn looks so grim. That's when I went in for dinner, and we had sauce for dinner because we had such a mare with the sausages. But yeah, we found a friend, and we are now borrowing their lawnmower, and it's so good. But oh my god, this weekend was just a something. Also, like, of all the breakages, you kind of expect, like, the lawn was long, but like it wasn't that bad. We didn't have like wild grass growing or anything. Like it was just longer than it should be. And so I was gonna mow it like a good bean, and you know, the lawnmower broke. We've only had that lawnmower for a few months as well, so it's not good. Wait, hold up, yeah, we had a bit of a mare this weekend. So we had sausages. We were gonna have like a sausage and lentil kind of like stew. We don't normally eat a lot of meat because it's expensive, but these sausages were on special. We popped them in the freezer for a few days, defrosted them, and then we were gonna have them this weekend. We were very excited. And they obviously were just not very good sausages. And even though they're meant to be frozen, they're meant to be fine. When we defrosted them, all of the fat and like the lumps inside had just congealed. And so when you took a bite into the sausage when it was cooked, the skin had no snap. And so you couldn't bite through the skin, and instead you just pushed a lump full of like sausage gravel into your mouth, where all the fat was in tiny like pebbles inside of it, and it was like gristly and chewy, and it was just awful. It was such an awful texture in your mouth. And so we obviously were like, we can't stomach actually eating this. The taste is fine, but the texture is just so upsetting that we removed all of the sausages, and we just had the lentil sauce because we hadn't cooked anything else. And so we just ate lentil sauce. Yep. It was a very sad meal. It's a very, very sad meal. Oh. But yeah, like, it was so gross. Like, it actually makes me like shiver thinking about like when I took that bite of sausage and it just like shot all that lumpy gunk into your mouth. Gross. It didn't taste bad, but god, the texture was unforgivable. Oh dear. I would go eat, but it was 4 hours ago. Oh, get your heckin' food. Go eat something. Look after yourself. Hell yeah, as much as you're welcome here, I think you need to go eat. Also, Voodoo, good morning. That sounds delightful. Stop delightful. Stop delightful. It was awful. It was so bad. I saw the sausages the next day and it made me sad. Good George, good morning. Oh my god, welcome on in everyone. I hope you're all doing well. Welcome, welcome, welcome. What does a dragon to do except feck? I think I might have fallen off something at that stage. Also, Elfie, good morning. Oh my god, good morning, everyone. I hope everyone is having a good morning. We've been talking about my disaster of a weekend. It's very manageable. Like, honestly, it's not anything that bad happening, really. Like, our lawnmower broke, but it's within warranty, so we get a refund for it. And we were able to borrow a friend's lawnmower, and their lawnmower is really good. They have, like, a proper lawnmower, so if anything, it actually made the job much easier, and our lawn looks really neat now, so I'm happy. And because we haven't had, like, because we weren't prepared for the sausages to be hot garbo like they were, we're just having chicken nuggets and curly fries. And I like chicken nuggets. Well, I don't know if they're real chicken nuggets, but like the fake chicken nuggets and curly fries. Hell yeah. I love curly fries. They're so good. Cheers, Jelly. I now feel ill. Same. Thinking back on it, same. Anytime. If you want nasty texture experiences, I'm here for you. I'm gonna pretend to be a person who says, oh, take care and predict. Well, thank you for popping by. Get some good Z's. Also, thank you for the horn, Ellie. Good morning. I'm just sat here about to eat my sausage eggs. No, I don't feel like it. No. What I had was a mockery of a sausage. It was not a real sausage. A real sausage is nothing like that. What I had was a fake. Was an imposter sausage. Not real. Oh dear. You should, if anything, your sausage will probably try extra hard to be delicious having heard this story now. The sausage is gonna be like, hell yeah, now I'm gonna taste 10 times as good. Oh dear, quad chicken nuggets are the best. I actually really like as well, which I maybe controversial. You know they're just called, I think, vegetable nuggets. They're just like shaped like chicken nuggets, but they have vegetables in them. And there's one that I really like. I can't remember the brand, but it's got cheese in it. And so you have like a deep fried cheesy like vegetables. And they're like just called vegetable nuggets. But you bite into it and it's just like kind of a mixture of a mozzarella stick and loads of like fried vegetables. It's really good. Like, it's definitely not, I wouldn't say like it's a replacement for chicken nuggets. It's a way of life. They're really good. They actually used to sell them at my workplace. One of the places I work at, the canteen, you could get them there, which is when I was first introduced to them. Because I'll be honest, I saw them for like a couple years there and I was like, I don't know what that is, but I'm not fancying it. Because it's just like, I don't want like a deep fried vegetable nugget. Like, I don't know, man. It doesn't sound that exciting. But then there was one day where they didn't have any other options, so I tried them. And oh my god, it was just... It was so good. It was so good. I've been sleeping on those. I mean, I am a big fan of cheese, to be fair, and I really like cheesy vegetables as well. I love the combination of cheese and veg. So like just deep frying that combination of cheese and veg, it's like it's a match made in heaven for me. I love that. It was so good. Imposter, yeah, imposter sausage. Oh, they're going to my cousins for a trivia night, and I chose tea as my topic. Ooh, I have a few questions to learn. Ooh, lovely. Hell yeah, that sounds really fun. I hope you have a lovely evening. A sausage. Oh my god, a sausage. Frankenposter. Oh dear, alligator nuggets. I don't know that I've had that. Oh dear, sounds interesting, but I can't eat veggies. No, that's fair. Like, everyone's different. Personally, I've always quite enjoyed a lot of vegetables, but like, yeah, this was just eye-opening. Eye-opening. Cheese, deep fried vegetables. Oh my god, so good. What was the worst sausage? The one this weekend would have been the worst sausage. That was such a bad sausage. Didn't like it. Ah dear. Thinking about making some fried chicken. Hell yeah. You know what? That sounds like that should be a reality. You should make that. You make your consideration of fried chicken a reality of fried chicken. Why not? I guess the oil cleanup's a bit annoying, but other than that, why not? Thanks, Jelly. Hell yeah, no, I hope you have a lovely time. We're obviously back to cosplay stuff now. After all this time as well. I'm also sending 2 of the embroideries off to their owners, which is, I hope they like them and I hope they get them. I actually need to double check because I said something last week and I haven't heard back. I'm just a bit worried they didn't get there. Oh dear. Fried chicken with fresh mac and cheese. Oh my god, I love mac and cheese. Mac and cheese is a comfort food for me. I do need to take a lot of lactase and stuff beforehand because otherwise my stomach will be grumbling all evening. But other than that, mac and cheese is so good. Oh dear. I do like fried chicken, but I don't really have it as often these days. Chicken, just meat in general, is expensive. And you know what's not expensive? Vegetable nuggets. Vegetable nuggets, pretty good. Oh dear. I did get from like the freezer section the other day. They had them on special because I don't think they're doing them anymore. I think some of you guys would have been up for this. There's only a few things that I got. They had, you know, like freezer party food where it's like spring rolls and like small like entrees, I guess, kind of like. It's all like the small fried food that's frozen at like, and you can eat shrimps, all of that kind of stuff. I don't know. I'm not probably describing this very well. It's all the small frozen fried food. They had all of that on special the other day. Like all of it was like 50p a box. I think it's because they're like planning to bring in new ones for Christmas and stuff. And so they were just getting rid of all of the old ones. And like none of them go out of date till next year. Like, so even if you don't want to eat them initially, like they are all really cheap. And so you could just get like big packets of spring rolls. I got these like little like tiny fish cakes and stuff like it's all the teeny tiny finger food. It's so good. Oh dear. We couldn't pick up too much though because we don't really have the freezer space right now. We have a lot of like meals we've prepped ahead of time. So freezer space is a little low for us. But I imagine a lot of people would have been so up for that. When they're that cheap, I question the quality. Yeah, but they're not normally that cheap. It's the ones, you know, Grobit, like near Christmas, if you go to Tesco's or something like that, they'll have all of like the snacks and appetizers, and it's like deep fried shrimp in dip. It's spring rolls, it's dumplings, it's all that kind of stuff. It's all fried food, like prawn toast, all that kind of stuff. But you can get it as a special near Christmas, so it's like 3 for a certain amount of money, like 3 for £5 or something like that. It's all of those. Like it's literally all of those Christmas ones. They just don't go out of date till like next year. But it's like 100% the Christmas ones. And I'm like, that's why we assume that they're going that cheap, because they're going to bring in the new Christmas ones for this year. It's just weird because none of them go out of date for so like if we had like more freezer space, I would have just bought loads because like why not? Whenever you're having like a rubbish day and you don't fancy cooking, they'd be really good. So it's not going to be as good as like if you go to a restaurant and get them, but like they're definitely not bad. Oh dear. Yeah, they were overbought them and now just need to clear the space. Yeah, that was very much the vibe that I was getting because like they were so cheap. And like, again, it was all matching packaging. So again, I'm assuming it's the Christmas stuff because it all was very matchy and everything was like 50p. My ones, the fish cakes were like a little bit more expensive. I think they were 70p, but most of them were like 50. I imagine a lot of people here would have been very down for it. I mean, it's just cheap food. Actually, if meat doesn't go for that long, I also question the quality. Yeah, I do kind of wonder what they do to these things. Maybe it's because they're within packages almost, like they're like in the inside of the dumpling wrapper or spring roll wrapper. I don't know. Yeah. No, you can keep them frozen for like another 6 months yet. So I guess January next year kind of time. But like weird. The boxes are typically frozen too. Yeah, I mean, it was all in the frozen like section together, so it was just a really big sale. Again, would have picked up more, but freezer space. Ah dear. But I can say at the very least, I've already had the fish cakes and they were really good. They were really, really good. The only thing is I probably should have divvied it up a little bit because I don't know why I decided to have all the fish cakes at once, and like they were really good, but they were more filling than I had assumed they'd be, and so I ate like 8 fish cakes as well as chips, and I was a little bit dead after that. That was a lot of fried food. I don't normally eat fried food, and I was just kind of like whoa after that, but they were tasty. It's probably I should have just, you know, separated it a little bit so I wasn't eating quite so much at the same time. I've learnt my lesson. Not that I assume this will happen again anytime soon. Ah dear. My dumbass was about to say they laminate the meat. My brain doesn't function when I haven't eaten. Same. Yeah, the hungrier I get, the less sense my words make. Like my sentence construction just goes down the drain because I'm hungry. I do need some bonus chicken breast though. Do you, out of interest, just to people in chat, because I am curious, I don't really have a preference because I don't eat a lot of meat anymore unless it's on special, but Do you guys prefer frozen chicken or like fresh chicken when it comes to breasts and stuff? Because the frozen chicken is always cheaper. It's still expensive, but it's like cheaper. But I don't know, does it make a big difference to the quality? I'm gonna assume like it would lose some like weight from water coming off of it and stuff. I don't know if it'd limit the prep you could do for it as well, but I guess you could always defrost it. You prefer fresh, even though it's like so much more expensive? Is it worth that extra price? I've never bought meat from a supermarket. Oh, okay. Fair. I mean, we just don't really buy meat, so... I do, but I have previously bought meat from a that. Fresh is definitely best for the taste, but like, for the price difference, I don't know. I don't mind how it is for me if it's cooked. If my dad, it can be frozen and it can still be juicy and soft. Oh, okay, I guess, yeah, the cooking method. I guess what you're doing with it as well, like if you're gonna put it in like a pie and shred it up and stuff, probably, like if it's gonna be going with a lot of other things, but if the chicken is the main centerpiece, maybe it's more important that it's fresh. Because we do like a lot of meal prep, I imagine it wouldn't be like just a full chicken breast. Not that, again, we're doing that sort of thing anyway, but I'd assume. Not the personal preference, if it's worth the cost difference, yeah, I guess. I mean, vegetables have been the good for me because, yes, although the only problem with vegetables, and again, this is probably different everywhere, but like so many of the local supermarkets there just seem to run out of some of them. So like you can plan your week ahead and being like, we're making this. All right, so we need these vegetables. Go to the shops and none of them are there, and it's like, well, the vegetables gone. What we really need is like a greengrocer to open nearer to us, because we don't have like a smaller greengrocer. Where we used to live, we could just go down there and basically get anything that I needed, which was really, really good. Yeah. But again, my dad's a pro at that because he's been a butcher for more than 30 years. But if he's a butcher, why is he using frozen chicken? Maybe it's the price. I'm assuming you still have to pay from your own store, right? Also, your dad would be very useful in a D&D party. I think butchers are underrated as far as adventuring goes. Like, you can destroy, like, the coolest looking mythical creatures, but if you don't have a butcher nearby, ain't no way you're eating it. It's gonna be full of blood and gristle and organs. You need someone who can dissect that for edibility, you know? So, I mean, maybe outside of, like, smaller things where you can roast the whole stuff together, like, you're destroying some big mythical creature, you want to eat that, you need a butcher. Your dad would be very useful in a D&D party. Ah, dear. There we go. Wow, nice. We have actually, by the way, I know we've been like talking a lot of shit, but like, we've actually been making really good progress. Like, I'll flip it over, but like, look at that. A pattern is emerging. Hell yeah. Jelly's a self-taught butcher. Not yet, I'm not. But I wouldn't be against learning. The problem is I will not ever be able to afford the meats. I would have to live somewhere where I could also find them. I'd have to learn to hunt, to butcher, and then also cook it. It's probably a bit like, listen, I'm all for learning new skills, but that's a lot of new skills to learn in a short length of time. I should know how to collect the best loot. Probably, like, literally. You see all these D&D parties and, like, fantasy parties, and there's, like, never a butcher with them. And it's like, how are you eating all of this? Like, if you don't know how to fillet a fish, how are you eating the fish? You know, stuff like that. Like, there must be, like, bones galore in that fish. I don't know. Oh, dear. I think there's just not enough butchers in fantasy settings. They're important. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to eat. Oh, God, my music. No. Come back. I was enjoying. Oh, there we go. I had the chroma core stuff at the side there as well. You pay for your victims? I don't know what that means, I'm afraid. I might need more context there. Oh dear. But yeah, like you'll see like all these people go to like a fantasy world. Like they all teleport to a fantasy world and then they'll like, I don't know, kill a deer and eat it. And it's like, how? So how? I would like a more detailed explanation. Like I understand this is a fantasy world, but how the hell are you eating that deer? Like, have you bled that deer? How have you managed to get, like, the leg joint out there? Do you know how to butcher an animal? I would like an explanation of how you managed to do this. Please? Oh dear. Which I guess is maybe not the priority of a fantasy setting, but still, listen, I care about the food. Tell me how you've managed this. Do butchers deal with fish? I think it depends where you live. Because we lived in a small town, the butchers also had fishmongers within the butchers. But if you have like more options, it's probably going to be separated, right? Oh dear. Have you watched The Mona? I have not, but I've heard good things about it. And I like the art style, but no, I have not seen it. Oh dear, classic isekai logic. Isekai logic, I kill the deer, I eat the deer. It's like, no, it's not that simple. Golden, good morning, thank you. Yeah, we have, I have some examples of it finished at the top because this is a very, very early stages piece of smocking here. But eventually it's gonna look like this. Eventually. We're getting there. It's just, it takes a long time to get it to that stage, so I have my sample to hand. Maybe they had a vampire. Yeah, we go back to this again. Vampire, very important. If you don't have a butcher on your team, you at the very least need a vampire. So that they can drain the creature of all of its blood. That's very important. Very, very important. Otherwise, yeah, no. Vampire, underrated teammate. Butcher, underrated teammate. Like, everyone's got a bard. That's great and all. Someone could sing about your stuff, but who's butchering your meat? It's important. It's important. We can't forget this. Holy, thank you, Golden. Yeah, like, we've been doing this for a while now. It's a very, very big project. It's going to take a really long time because smocking in general is a very slow skill. Since it's all hand stitching and it's like knotting in a very specific pattern to like build it up, and then you turn it over, paint it, neaten it, sequin, embroider, put on the edging, and then embroider, bead, and then attach the backing. It's a lot of steps, but it's worth it because you end up with something really, really cool. I like it a lot. If vampires can have animal blood, why do they need to go for humans? I think the logic I've seen in a lot of books and like shows is that human blood just tastes better. And so like they can drink animal blood, but it's not as like filling. Whereas human blood is very, very filling. Right? Like, if the logic of the series is not that they can only drink human blood, I think it's to do with just human blood being a little better. Either that or something to do with, like, keeping them closer to humanity. I can't remember. There's a lot of different vampire lore. I guess it really depends on which lore you follow. The Luna, good morning. I hope you're doing all right. We are back to smocking again. Back here. Ah, dear. There we go. And I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying being back, to be honest. Back in my comfort zone. Some will say humans give more energy and more power. Yeah, that would make sense as well. I think it really depends on which lore you follow, because there's so many different stories that include vampires, and like some of like from different hippie points of history in different countries that all represent them slightly differently. That it's difficult. I don't think there's just one type of vampire. Oh dear. Most types of animal blood is not compatible with humans, and that might apply to vampires in theory. Yeah, true, to be fair. If we're going by the whole cannibalism logic again, humans would probably be the worst source because it could transfer diseases to the host more easily, whereas diseases from animals to humans don't really transfer via blood very often, outside of a few exceptions. For the most part, it's a lot safer to drink animal blood than it is to drink human blood. So yeah, if we're going by cannibalism logic, that is very fair. More stuff in it with vampires need like vitamins and stuff. Yeah, like it could, because like they can't receive vitamins like a regular human through food. Maybe that is a reason why they do it. Maybe if they had like a varied animal blood diet though, if they had some herbivores, some carnivores, and some omnivores, maybe they could manage to get everything they needed, but it's just a bit easier from humans. Probably they can adapt to animal blood. I think so. I feel like you could. Maybe that's the secret. The one secret butchers don't want you to know. This will change your butchering experience. Hire a vampire. No longer does it take days to drain the meat from blood. It takes just a few minutes and one handy dandy vampire, and all the blood has gone from your meat in seconds. Smocking involves memories of old white business t-shirts and local clay at primary schools. Wait, you had smocked Oh my god, fancy! Nice. They also welcome one in, Scott. I hope you're doing alright. Vampires care about diseases, they're immortal. But that's another thing. Are vampires immortal? Because I have seen lore which states that if a vampire doesn't drink blood, that they are not immortal. So, like, the only way that a vampire, other than, like, a stake through the heart, could, like, live a human lifespan would be to not drink blood. And that's what expands their lifespan, is the consumption of human blood. So, like, that's another thing, is, like, you could drink animal blood, but then if you want to have the expanded lifespan, that's when you switch to human, I guess? Oh, dear. Do different blood types of blood taste different? Probably. I couldn't really tell you, but I'm gonna say probably. Also, oh, and the sun they can't get from, but true, yeah, because they wouldn't be able to pick up vitamin D. That's a very good point. Well, I was on a vegan turns vampire. I think that's a recipe for disaster, or a very funny story. Immortal can mean unaging or tireless, but not incapable of death for unnatural reasons. No, but what I mean is, like, you know how, like, vampires are meant to have, like, a really long lifespan at the very least? It's that they would have, like, if they don't drink human blood, they have a human lifespan. Yeah, that was one story I heard. So I guess, yes, they could be killed by other ways, but they wouldn't be immortal unless they drank human blood. And that is what would eventually make them immortal, would be the consumption of humans. I mean, I think that's a cool way of approaching vampires, because it also means a lot of vampires would just live like a regular lifespan. Like, unless they specifically wanted to be immortal, they wouldn't. They'd just live a normal life. I think it was something along the lines of they had like a set amount of years, but it's something like, I don't know, 20 or 30 years. So depending on when you get like bitten, that might be quite a short lifespan for you. But if you're a bit older, then yeah, it's just a regular human lifespan kind of thing. I don't think they're immortal, they just age much slower. Again, it very much depends on which lore, because in some lore, yes, vampires are entirely immortal. And in some, yeah, they just age a lot slower. So I really think it depends on which lore you're following. And there's a lot of really good lores. Also, Baragu, good morning, I hope you're doing well. Welcome on in. We're talking about different vampire lores right now. And our favourite bits and bobs. Blood tastes different based on your iron levels. I know because I'm type 1 diabetic, not because I'm a vampire. Okay, Quita. Okay, Quita. Oh, no. Then again, though, just because you're a vampire, I guess, doesn't mean that you would necessarily be, someone who feeds on humans. Although that is human information. Walking blood food bags everywhere must be handy. Also, how much human blood would be needed to live a longer lifespan? I think it's just the act of drinking a tool. So I think even a very small amount would expand the lifespan, but I assume the more that you have, the more that it would expand. Like, if you drunk from, 20 humans, I'd assume it would expand longer than if you drunk from 1. Oh, dear. There we go. I mean, there's also, do vampires, are vampires alive or undead kind of thing? I think in most lore, vampires are undead. But I have seen some where they seem to be more alive than undead. I don't know if I kind of prefer them being undead, though. Blood, the original smoothie, with all of your daily vitamins in it. Oh, if you ever need to escape a vampire, get them to start counting. God, they've been counting for years. I've seen so many clips of that guy counting. What's his name? Because I never really watched this Muppets, right? I never really watched the Muppets. I don't know what his name is, but I do know who you are referring to. The Count, thank you. I was like, I remember the memes, but I didn't actually watch it. Oh, it's Sesame Street, my bad. I didn't watch either of them. Can you tell that I didn't watch either the Muppets or Sesame Street? I am unaware of both of these, really. I know Kermit the Frog. I don't know if Kermit the Frog is a Muppet or a Sesame Street, but I know of Kermit the Frog. And the Swedish Chef, I know of the Swedish Chef. I know Big Bird, because I remember when I was a baby I had a Big Bird's plushie. Once again, I don't believe I watched the thing that Big Bird came from, but I had Big Bird. Oh, I'm hungry. All this talking about blood has made me hungry. What time is it? Definitely not lunchtime. I had a good breakfast. What's wrong with me? Why am I so hungry at the moment? Help. What can one do to satiate hunger where there is really no reason for me? I had a big bowl of cereal. Oh, damn it, quiz. Oh, I'm gonna get everything wrong. Big Bird is Sesame Street. Is Kermit Sesame Street or is Kermit a Muppet? Where's Kermit from? Oh dear. Yeah, I wasn't super keen on them. I don't know. I think they're kind of cool as an adult, but I wasn't keen. Kermit's appeared on both? Oh no. But he is a Muppet, I see, okay. Crossover episodes. Of course it would be Kermit that crossed over. Icon. Yeah, I've seen more memes of Kermit than I have seen any actual Kermit. I have no idea what Kermit sounds like. Oh dear. Cool thing, Big Bird for me was blue, but for other people, yeah, my Big Bird was definitely yellow. DJ! Thank you for the DJ, Hawk. Good morning. I hope you're doing well. DJ. We are back to smocking again, Hawk. We are doing lots and lots of smocking, getting some of the big pieces done. Hell yeah. Hashtag not my Big Bird. Not my Big Bird. Oh dear. I had a plushy yellow Big Bird. Smocking. Smocking. It's smocking time. And then we smocked all over the place. It is back to the smocking. I have my samples. I'm actually really excited to do more samples like this. This isn't smocking. This is just a rainbow of sequins, and I really like it. And every time I look at it, it makes me smile. So I'm really looking forward to making some more of these. I also made this from start to finish within a day because they're much smaller and they don't involve any smocking. So it's like it's much quicker. But like, look how cute it is. It's just a little rainbow. I love it, and it's shiny. You must know, Mana, Bibi Bidibo, 5-year-old version. I have no idea what that is. That is so over my head. I don't even know if it's in the same room as me. Oh, that was blue, but I do like the colour for more than yellow. That's fair, it's fair. It's smocking time, the Power Rangers as fashion designers. I'm waiting for that. That would be amazing. You know what? I love... Okay, no, I've not seen the series, though. I love the original Dark Crystal movie, and I've never seen the series. But I loved the Dark Crystal growing up. That's another thing I think that very much, like, the Skeksis and how, like, over-designed a lot, or, like, over-embellished a lot of their stuff is. That also was probably something that heavily influenced my design, likes as an adult. So I really like the Skeksis. I thought they were really funny. I highly recommend watching it. Oh, don't worry. It is very much already on my list because I love the Dark Crystal so much. I just haven't got around to watching it. But don't worry. It's there. It's on the list. I grew up with the original Thunderbirds. Oh, Thunderbirds. Yeah, I did like watching Thunderbirds when I was younger. I always wanted like the ships, the airships. I wanted them. I wanted the green one. I didn't have it, but I wanted it. Oh, dear. I think we had... Oh, I know we had the Power Rangers opening on record. I can't remember if we had the Thunderbirds one on record as well. When records were more of a thing. Yeah, we definitely had the Power Rangers one though, I remember that. Ah, dear. I'm not a fan of sequins after Suicide Squad Harley Quinn. I had a rainbow in my butt for days. Amazing. Oh my god, I would love that. I had a question about my VTuber persona. It feels weird referring to my character in third person that has a name as my nickname. Oh dear. Ooh, hell yeah. Amazing, amazing. Oh dear, yeah, it is a bit weird. Yeah, yeah. Shifty likes to wear this. I guess it depends though, because like how much would you say your persona overruns with your actual personality? Because I guess the persona's a little different from you, but like your personality doing streams is still very much the personality you had before, pretty much. Like if anything, it's just that the aesthetic of your channel is better matches your stream vibes than it used to maybe. But I don't think that your personality itself has changed that much within streams, so I feel like you could just refer to it as you, to be honest. And it not be too weird. Like I refer to the slime jelly as me, and that's because I literally do not change my personality when I'm using slime jelly. It's just me with a VTuber because that's what we use it for. We just use it for hiding my face every now and again. Oh dear. This is the real me. This is me. You can't change me. I love sequins. Sorry, go out of. I love sequins, but I am very picky because a lot of sequins, you know, when you hold them for too much, the color comes off. I hate that. That upsets me. That upsets me a lot. So I love sequins, but I'm a lot more picky than I used to be. Yeah. I don't like cupped sequins. I'm not keen on cupped sequins. They do have a time and a place, but they're just not for me. True enough, I've only dressed up as a jester once, and it was a maid 0 times. I have dressed up as a jester. I want to say, like, obviously I've got the 2 that I made initially, but only one of them was for me. And then, but straight after I did another jester, and then after that I did a clown. I don't know if that counts. Because I'll be honest, I was more into clown aesthetic. It's just I happened to do more jesters. So it's 3 in a row. And then I can't really count Mateus. I took inspiration from Cirque du Soleil with the costume, but like it's not clown really. It's inspired by the art style. It's not the same though. This is definitely a jester-esque one though. God, I need like a list of all the costumes I've done. I can't remember off the top of my head. I've done too many. I'm lost. Oh dear. Oh, I need to sort that out. Are clowns actually supposed to be funny? They are supposed to be entertaining. I don't think funny necessarily, but entertaining. They are a source of entertainment, and sometimes that is humor, but a lot of the time it's other things. Because like if you go to like a really big act, they might actually be just multi-skilled entertainers who can do juggling, balloon making, you know, and maybe card tricks. So it's not necessarily that any of those are meant to be funny, it's just like a range of skills. But sometimes clowns will focus more heavily on the jokes, on like slapstick and stuff like that. I think it really just depends on the clown themselves and the show that they're a part of. Like a lot of what I see clowns as personally are like the glue that binds a lot of the other acts together, because they're very much multi-skills individual. So it's like they kind of combine a lot of the other skills that people might be more professionals in, and they'll be like good at it, but maybe not as good at it. So they kind of like do a little bit of everything. Very much a multi-skilled profession. And yeah, humor could definitely be a part of it, but I don't think it's always a part of it. They're just meant to be entertainers. Oh dear, I need a slapstick. Oh dear. I think slapstick is still like one of my favorite forms of comedy, to be fair. I really just like the wha-bam. Joke funny. Yeah. Not for everyone. I mean, you guys know I also like toilet humor and stuff like that, so definitely not for everyone, but I still really enjoy that. I was at a wedding a couple years ago, I was elegant as fuck, then a random ass clown showed up making balloon animals. I love balloon animals though. See, I would have been so down for that. I mean, that's not my wedding, I guess, but like, I would be down. If someone wants to come to my wedding and just make balloon animals, I'm down. Like, maybe chill during the ceremony, but for the rest of the night, like, listen, you want to come to my wedding and make balloon animals? Hell yeah. Please come to my wedding and make balloon animals. Did you like my balloon animals? I loved them, Shifty. I thought they were great. I haven't even seen them, but I just know. I just know. Oh dear. 10 out of 10 for your balloon animals. I kept making a dick. You can, well, because like the sword, like the typical sword is like very phallic. Yeah, like I feel like there are patterns in place where you could do that quite easily, yes. I see that. Oh dear. I like balloon animals. Balloon animals are great. It's my little balloon dog. It's so cute. Hell yeah. Man, I would love to be good at making balloon animals. Maybe new skill, next costume. I'm just gonna be making balloon animals constantly. That being said, I've tried a few times. I have seen people that have like full outfits made of balloons. Like they've seen like balloon unicorns and stuff like that. It's always very impressive. I don't know how they manage that, but it's very cool. I think I've seen them once or twice from a distance at conventions as well, but not maybe quite as close. It's very cool though. Very cool skill. Not a skill that I have at all, but a cool skill nonetheless. I can't tell if I caught a weird bit there, because that one's looking a little funky. I think it's fine. I think it's fine. Okay, it's just me being paranoid. A balloonicorn? Yeah, a balloonicorn. Also, how are they not deflating? Like, yeah, because they're like dancing around at Pride, so they're like pretty going for it, and none of the balloons are popping. I was like, I so much as look at a balloon and it's gonna pop. How are you guys dancing within a balloon costume and none of the balloons are popping? That's a skill in itself as well. Like, the skill of making it and then the skill of wearing it without destroying it. It's impressive. Oh my god, it's Cloudy! Cloudy, good morning. I hope you're doing well. Oh my god, so speedy. How was your stream? I hope that it's good. We're talking about making balloon animals. I hope you had a good one. What were you up? Risk of Ooh, is that any good? I hope you had a good stream. Welcome on in, Diggy, and welcome on in, Cloudy, and Wins. And Wins, thank you for the follow as well. That's very heckin' kind of you. Hell yeah, it's been fun. I'm glad. Very, very nice. It's rainy. Oh, that's not good weather for a balloon animal, to be fair. Although, you can make balloon animals inside, right? Sorry, hello, it's me, a complete noob when it comes to balloon animals. Can you make balloon animals inside? The balloons always look really, really big. There's a part of me that assumes they won't fit inside of a house. Maybe? It's been fun, hell yeah. Oh dear, obviously I say, you're welcome to stay, but if you need to go get some snacks or look after yourself post-stream, please do, Cloudy. Otherwise, you're more than welcome here as always. We are doing some smocking today, so we're continuing with our costume. We've just done a 30-day art challenge even, where we did an embroidery every single day for 30 days. So we're just coming out of that now because we've had a bit of a break in cosplay to do that challenge. It was really fun. I had a really good time. But yes, we're back to cosplay now. For at least a little bit. When we hit 4,000 followers, we're going to be doing a week-long embroidery stream where we embroider 4,000 stickmen. But until then, we are having a break from embroidery and doing some smocking. Ah, dear. But no, we are inching closer because I think we're only 15 followers away. God. Oh, dear. I'm not prepared. Why is there not a balloon animal sports? Heckin' genius. Actually, I 100% agree, because if I saw, and I'm sure if a lot of people saw that there was an anime coming out like soon, that was like balloon animal sports anime, I'd watch it. I'd watch that 100%. I'd be so down. Like, oh my god. Wait, why don't we have a balloon animal sports anime? Someone needs to get on that. Someone who's like a talented writer and illustrator needs to get on like making the manga for that or the webcomic for that so that somebody can pick that up and turn that into an anime. I would, but I have no animation skills. Although, I would like to learn. I would like to learn how to animate. I would like to learn specifically how to animate with my embroideries because that's something we did like a little bit of an experiment with in Chroma Core this year, and I want to get good at it before next year so that when I come back, I can come back with an embroidered animation. Yes. I probably will use my embroidery machine though for a lot of it just to get the bases because, you know, I'm happy to do bits with hand embroidery, but like doing a whole embroidery all like animation by hand is quite a lot. So I might want to try doing some. What I might try and do to start off would be, you know, the emotes we have, like the animated emotes. I might try and do the animated emotes as embroideries because I already have the frames for it. So I think it would be like a little bit easier. That's my plan, to start there and then like expand. So start small. Oh dear, if my one shot gets a second season, look out, the balloon animal tournament arc. Oh my god, I would love that. A balloon animal tournament arc. Yes. Oh dear. Hi, Wins. Raining men, maybe. Maybe yes, double check. Oh dear. Like fighting foodons, but with balloons. Thing is, okay, I've been saying this for a while, and I still kind of stand by it. There are really, really big tournaments within the cosplay sphere when it comes to like craftsmanship-based competitions, especially. There are some really, really big ones. I want a League of Legends style animation for all of the people that get into like the embroidery finals. I want that so badly. I know that it's probably not going to happen. Not embroidery finals, cosplay finals. Sorry, embroidery on the brain here. Yeah, into the cosplay finals. I want to see like that. We're going to start small and expand. We're talking about the cult again. We can't ever... Are you allowed to start a cult on Twitch? What's a TOS with cults? Are they allowed? Oh dear. No, we want to start small just so that we can get like the basics down. And then we want to expand... Because I'd really like to, I don't know. I had fun making those, a lot of fun making those, honestly, in Chroma Core. And like, since I enjoyed it so much, I think it makes sense to try and make it something that I can get a little better at. Just for funsies, why not? I mean, I already have, it's not like it's starting from scratch, because I already have the base skills and the base equipment. Like, I have an embroidery machine, I have the stuff to go with it, I know how to digitize, and I know how to print embroideries. Obviously I can embroider by hand, so I can add to it like that. I think the main stuff that I need to learn is how to do frame by frame animation, because if it's embroidered, it will need to be frame by frame. There won't be like a lot of editing, because otherwise it would kind of take away from it being embroidered. But if I can learn how to like build an animation frame by frame, I feel like I have all of the stuff that I need to do it. I'm always more excited about starting a new hobby if it's something that I already have the stuff for. Like, buying stuff for new hobbies is terrifying, because like, what if I give it up after a week? What then, huh? What do I do? If I spend all this money on something that I want to learn, and then I give it up. At least with this, if I don't end up enjoying it, I've not spent any money. So, just time, and I can live with that. Yeah, definitely something that I'm interested in. And it's something that I want to do more for Chroma Core next year, which I really want to enter Chroma Core. I've had such a good time. I can't wait to see the recap, because there have been some pieces that, not from me, I don't think that I'll be in the recap very much, because obviously like I'm not one of the cadets, but there are a few of the cadets that their work has been so good. I was cheering on Naka, and I really like Ted. I always call him Ted. It's not Ted, it's Ted, or T-Ted. There's some really good ones. There's some really good cadets. So I'm very, very excited to see the roundup. Maybe we'll do a watch along of that in the Discord again. We did a watch along of it last time. We could do it again. Oh dear. Yeah, I'm very excited to see that, and I'm really excited to take part again next year. We'll be able to talk about it ahead of time though, because this time I literally found out about it the day it started, which was a very last minute. So literally we had Sonne come into the chat, #BlameSonne, and be like, hey, you should take part in Chroma Core, it sounds up your alley. And I was like, yeah, okay, and then we just did that for a whole month. But it'd be nice to have like a little bit more, I guess I feel more prepared for next year this time, because like I've been in the community, like I've seen the things that go on, and like I had a really good time. So yes. So good. I felt like a new. I know, right? Me too. Like literally, there are so many fantastic artists in Chroma Core, and you're just like, oh my god. But it's really inspiring. It's really inspiring. Like once you get past the fact that they are so like scarily good, it's really inspiring watching it. And like a lot of them, like I was talking about, I think it was Drawkey. Drawkey like always posted works in progress as they were making their art. Drawkey was one of the saplings, so like you could see their work as they were making it, and like kind of put it together how they were building their pieces up. So even though they weren't directly doing tutorials, you could kind of get an idea of how their art style worked, which is really useful as people still like trying to develop our art styles. Like I have a pretty strong art style when it comes to digital art, to be honest, with like the VTubers and stuff like that. But I don't when it comes to embroidery, because I'm still newer to it, I'm still exploring it. What I did find was that all of my favorite pieces were more horror inspired. And I think that kind of matches my interests outside of embroidery, that I also really like that horror aesthetic. So I have a feeling that's kind of the general vibe that I'll be going for next year, especially since the theming is cute and spooky. I think I'll be going for the spooky. But yeah, I'm really excited about next year. I had such a good time. And I'm excited for a lot of the stuff we have coming up as well, to be fair. We got some fun stuff coming up in the next few months. Like the first few months of the year are a little bit slower as we were like setting things up, and now it's like bam, 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 bam. Everything one after the other. Bam, 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 bam. Very exciting. Oh dear. So yeah, I'm excited. I just a bit sad I have to wait like a whole year for Chroma Core next year. But that's okay. I'll live. The only thing that might get in the way, because when did Chroma Core start? It was in July, right? I think. Depending on when TwitchCon is, I don't know if I'll be there. Because I would be, depending on where TwitchCon is next year, it's something that I'm going to be keeping an eye on, because as something that I might be interested to go to. And depending on when TwitchCon is, I don't know where I'll be. Oh, I hope to have all the time, and then maybe already have my birthday gift. Hell yeah! Oh dear. But no, I want to get better for next year. I want to really emphasize the embroidery bits, but also do more animations and stuff like that. Get good. I want to get good. Seeing everyone else be so talented has made me want to get good, you know? Do we know? No, they won't announce any of that until after American TwitchCon is already over. So yeah, we won't find out any of that for a couple of months yet, probably. If you're curious, they always announce it on Twitter. Just follow them on Twitter and you'll find it. They'll let you know. Don't worry, they will let you know. When they have dates, you'll see it constantly. You just have to follow them on Twitter and it's like, bam. Or X. Sorry, Twitter doesn't exist, does it? Oh dear. My bad, X. Oh, I just cringe. Literally everything that they do on Twitter just makes me cringe. Where I'm like, ugh. It's like this. I don't know. There's a thing. Okay. I don't know if this is kind of vibe. So there's a thing in anime. I don't know if it's just a thing in Japan, but I know it's definitely a thing in anime where people are like, is it called chuni, bro, or chuni? Basically, they think they like have like a special purpose or power or something like that makes them like 10 times better than everyone around them, and they're like super powerful and all that. Elon Musk gives me that vibe. Whenever I see like that in an anime character, that's the vibe that I get of like the chuni kind of vibe of like, I have like a secret power and I'm like so much better than everyone else around me because I have that power, lol. And it's like, ugh. Oh god, it's like hard to watch. I don't like watching those anime because I find it really hard because of like the cringe level is so high. And that's the kind of the same vibe that I get with Twitter at the moment. It's like the cringe level is so high that it's actually hard to watch. Ugh. Yeah, also they're removing the block button from Twitter, so I don't know how. That being said, I don't think I've ever blocked anyone on Twitter, but I would like to have the option, you know? I can't remember if I blocked anyone on Twitter, to be fair. If I have, it's probably been a while. I mean, I think it makes sense. I really do only post, like, cosplay stuff on there. But, I don't know, Vex, but thanks, yeah. Well, you're not missing out on much. You're just missing out on the daily cringe. You can always keep it out of the website. True. Yeah, that way you avoid all of the Musk cringe, which honestly is probably the way to go. It sounds like the guy at Sports Day that says he's better, but he's actually not. Yeah, like somebody who's like, yeah, I'm the fastest runner. Yeah, no, easy. And then they come in last place. And then when they lose, they're like, oh, the only reason is because I sprained my ankle or something. Like, if I hadn't have done that, I'm the fastest. You're like, all right, mate. All right, listen, you don't need to try this hard. It's, ugh. It's very cringy. It's very, very cringy. It's really hard to watch. I struggle with like cringe humor. Like, I know that I myself am a cringe person. I know that I do a lot of cringy stuff, but like that's a level of cringe where even I struggle, and I am such a cringy person, and I struggle with that. It's like, ugh, if it's too much for me, it's just too much, I think. Oh dear. Yeah, they are something. Oh dear. All right, let's get. We're actually, by the way, doing really, really well with this. It doesn't look. It looks like we still have a lot left, but we actually only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines. So we are over halfway because there's 15 lines, I think, on this one. So we're actually doing really, really good. Sometimes it doesn't look like it because wherever we haven't smocked looks quite big. But yeah, no, we're actually resuming. Considering that I think I'd only done the first line of this one, pretty good. It's pretty good. We've done a lot of lines today. Oh dear. I don't know how long I'm gonna go for today just because my voice is feeling a little bit at the moment because of the dust. But we'll see. I would like to go for a fair amount longer than this, to be fair. To be fair, it's also getting warmer again. And we have a weather warning. What's wrong? Oh, it's just the pollen count. Okay, that's fine. It's like, I don't know if you guys get it. I get like little weather warnings if there's anything high in my area, like high winds, lots of rain, stuff like that, if there's a storm coming in. But I also nowadays get the high pollen count, which I actually quite like. I don't mind that it tells me that. I only really struggle, I think, with grass. Everything else is fine, but it's just useful to know. Because like if my eyes start itching later, I know that it's just probably because of the pollen count, so I don't have to worry that it's because of anything else. I like that it's doing that. I think that's kind of cool. Thank you for telling me the pollen count. Honestly, considering how little I go outside at the moment, it's It's more useful to me than the weather most of the time. Tell me why my eyes are itching. Ah, it's the pollen. Great. Yeah, I've had a lot of rain recently. It makes sense. I had it at one point where I wasn't really using it, so I just deleted it. I do that with many things, where like, let's try it for a few months and then you're like that. Yeah, this is the thing. If you don't enjoy the platform, like, it makes a lot more sense to just like move on and spend your energy on something that you do enjoy. I got Twitter mainly because there's a lot of people that I connect with from Twitch on Twitter. Like a lot of the Twitch streamers that I follow that follow me as well, they don't always have an Instagram. Like if they're an artist, they probably have an Instagram that they use a lot. But if they're like more in the gaming side of things, a lot of them don't really use their Instagram and they only really use their Twitter, right? So I have it for that because yes, it's keeps me in contact with people outside of the craft sphere, which is nice. Also, it's good for announcements. It's also good for announcements. Because at most announcements I post simultaneously in the Discord and the Twitter. I do forget a lot, but like that's the goal. Whereas Instagram I don't really like for announcements as much, but I like it for posting the art better. All ups and downs. Discord is probably my favorite, honestly. I don't know, does Discord count as social media? Because it kind of is, right? It's a bit different, I suppose. But yeah, Discord is probably my favorite. I like Discord the most for announcements, for chatting, and for sharing art. I just think it's the best. The only problem is you have to find the communities. You're not just like, you won't discover a community very much on Discord, so I guess discoverability is very, very low. But if that's not your goal, and it's just to like share art with people and they share art with you, I think Discord's the best. That's the one that I like the most, at least. It's probably the one that I use the most as well. Again, I don't know how much Discord counts, but I think out of all of them, that's probably the one that I use the most. Announcement on Insta. I keep forgetting it most of the time, so I just share a picture when I'm doing. Yeah! Yeah, announcement on Insta is like hard, but Discord's just good. Although I know Discord's done some funky stuff. I don't remember what the funky stuff is though. But generally I like Discord. Discord is also good for sharing larger files because there's a lot of files I can't actually share on Twitter or Instagram that I can share via Discord. And I kind of like the way they do their subscription system. Like if you want to share bigger files, like full videos and stuff through Discord, you have to subscribe for that. And I kind of like that. I think that's like not a bad business model. Like you want to share bigger files, pay for it. Otherwise, yeah, you could just share standard files. It'd be different if you couldn't share files at all. But like, for instance, I share my VTuber models through Discord. And because of that, I have Discord Nitro at the lowest tier. And that means that I get like a little bit more space to be able to send models. Yeah. And that's been really useful because it's just a lot easier to connect and communicate via Discord than it is anything else. Emails always feel very formal, and I like just being able to chat about design decisions, which I think makes more sense in a Discord. Also, it makes it very easy to share like work in progress images and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm a fan. I didn't have a Discord for a long time as well because I was like nervous about it. I still get nervous about it sometimes, but like I almost comparatively to the others a lot less than I used to. The only thing that I don't really use Discord for is watch-alongs that I've seen other streamers do because I don't really like watching things very much. So I guess it doesn't really make sense. We do occasionally, because obviously we did like Eurovision, which I stand by. Eurovision is important and we do that every single year. I refuse to not do Eurovision. That's an important thing to be sharing. And I love that. I think I really like doing it through the Discord. The first year we did it live on stream, but it felt like, and like don't get me wrong, with the people that I watched it with, like we had a really good time, but if anything, Discord felt like it was a bit easier for newcomers. So I think I'll probably do it again like that this year or next year as well, because I really, really enjoyed Eurovision this year. I really enjoyed doing it through the Discord, and I love doing the semi-finals as well. I know not everyone is as interested in the semi-finals, but like we did watch-alongs in the Discord for both semi-finals and for the finals, and it was so much fun. I had a really, really good time. Just like we had like the watch along, we had like a different chat and we were all just chatting about the watch along. It's just really good. It was really hype. Cha cha cha, po po po. Oh dear, it was really good. I really liked it. Oh my god, yeah, really fun. Oh dear, cha cha cha, solo. Yeah, solo as well. Cha cha cha, po po po, solo. What a good year. Yeah, I mean, I love Eurovision anyway. I think most people here know that I absolutely adore Eurovision. But like, I really like the way that we watched it this year in the Discord. I think it worked really, really well. And so I'll probably do that again next year. I might just advertise it a little bit more so that people know, and maybe put some like general, because we had some people that came into Eurovision for the first time last year who were a little confused, which makes sense because Eurovision, if you're talking about like how points are done, is really confusing. I might find like a tutorial video for Eurovision and add that next year, so anyone who's new can be like, don't worry, none of us understand what's going on, we're just cheering, you know? Let's leave it like, no, thank you for the luck, enjoy your heckin' trivia night, you're all good, don't worry. Heckin' cha-cha-cha Bateman, good morning, I hope you're doing well, welcome on in. Cha-cha-cha. Po-po-po, solo. Oh dear, cha-cha-cha was really good. I do like the Sweden song as well, but I do kind of see why maybe there was a little bias and stuff. I don't know, you can't ever say that there's bias and it's political because it's technically not meant to be, but it's like, I did feel a little bad though, and I said this at the time and I still do kind of feel like this. I felt a little bad because it felt almost like, because of the judges, Sweden was kind of set up to win, and it's not that they had a bad song. Because this is the thing, Sweden's performance was probably my favourite ballad. I actually really, really enjoyed it. Like, it was really good. But because there was so much stadium support for Cha 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 for Finland, you kind of almost feel like you're playing someone else's concert, even though they were the winner. And I did feel a bit bad because, like, it did kind of feel like there was so much cheering for other people and not her when she was the winner. And like, I get why, and this is the problem when you have the jury vote and the public vote, is like, if it's wildly different, which in this case it was, like, people are always going to be mad, and like, you can't blame people either. It's just, yeah, it was a bit unfortunate, and I understand why it happened like that. And again, I actually really liked Sweden's entry. It was one of my favorites. So I personally didn't mind too much, but I did feel like it wasn't a good stadium for Sweden to win in that day, you know? Like, literally every time they were doing the, like, revealing any kind of, like, you could just hear them chanting cha-cha-cha in the background. Yeah. Oh dear. The points are confusing, but it needs to be more confusing. Oh yeah, it can always be more confusing. We can always make it a little more confusing. Cha-cha-cha just won everyone's hearts. It did. It was very much, like, it was easily the audience favourite. Like, by, like, 200 votes or something, it was the audience favourite. So, like, you know, the audience kind of clear favourite. But again, I think the problem was it made it seem like everyone hated Sweden, which I don't think is the case. I think a lot of people really like Sweden's song. It just felt like not an opportune time for them to win. Also, Broken, good morning. I hope you're doing well. Welcome on in. We're actually just talking about Eurovision. It's been a few months since Eurovision, and I don't know how familiar you are with it, but we're talking a little bit about it because it's one of my favourite things that we've done this year. I had a really good time with that. And I'm looking forward to doing that again next year. Oh dear. It wasn't a bad song, but it clearly wasn't the audience favourite. Yeah, and like, also, again, I want to be really, really clear. I don't blame the artists in any of this. Like, it's like, keep them out of it. This what really annoyed me when people were like being rude about the Swedish entry. It's like, well, that's a person, and like, you might not be happy with the result, but it's not their fault they won. Like, you know, or like, it's not, you shouldn't be blaming the artists. And there were a lot of people online that very much took it too far and were like blaming the artists, which I don't agree with personally. But with it being ABBA's 50th anniversary next year, and then being such a prolific Eurovision winner, I'm not surprised that Sweden did win this year, in the same way that last year everyone knew Ukraine was going to win, because of course Ukraine was going to win. That's what was going to happen. It's not political, but Ukraine's gonna win, right? And it wasn't even that surprising that I didn't expect them to come second. But it wasn't actually that surprising that the UK did well either, since the Ukraine had offered to foot the bill for Ukraine's Eurovision. And so, like, of course people are going to vote for the UK, considering that they've offered to pay for another country's Eurovision. Like, that's not something that most other countries would be able to do. So, like, it makes sense. Don't get me wrong, again, this isn't to take away from Sam Ryder or from the orchestra. There's not to take away from their performances. The UK had already said they'd do it before. I was aware. I remember, like, because we talked about it during the event. That was something that had been mentioned weeks before. That if Ukraine wins, the UK has offered to host for them. So, like, it was very much known already. Like, they hadn't set it in stone that it would be the UK that would do it, but it had been very heavily suggested that that's what would happen. They made it official afterwards, but yes, it was like kind of everybody already knew. I hope next year they'll come up with an even better song and then Finland wins. I don't know what I want for next year. I feel kind of bad for our entry this year because I don't think she's a bad singer, but it wasn't a very Eurovision geared performance, and also she had all those tech issues as well, which just meant that it was a bit underwhelming for a finale, and I don't necessarily think that was entirely her fault either. It's just kind of... It wasn't very Eurovision, it was fine. It was a good Friday night pre-drink song, but it wasn't really Eurovision. Oh dear. The UK offer was after the win. It was official after the win. But it was not... again, like, we discussed this, I remember, during the stream. I think it was in the air before, but we knew about it. Oh dear. Ryder, I barely know her. There was a lack of... There was a distinct... We had Grandpa... Well, I don't know if they were old enough. Croatia brought something. Croatia brought something. No grandmas, though. I'm trying to think, actually. Who was my favourite outfit? Because here's the thing. I actually really liked the Swedish singer's outfit. It was, like, kind of neutral, but, like, fun. I don't know. I like that one. Yeah, our song didn't even make... I liked your guys' entry. I was a fan. I don't think I was allowed to vote, though. I was only allowed to vote during one of them, and I don't think I was allowed to vote during that one, but I liked you. I liked your guys' stuff. I need a gilf making me a pie, or I'm boycotting. Boycott Eurovision, not enough gilfs. Ah, dear. I think, who... Oh, I felt bad. Speaking of costumes, Ireland had, like, a big costume malfunction. I do feel bad for Ireland. Because I like their song, but he looked so uncomfortable, like, during the performance. It was like, so Ireland's entry, they had like a band, and I actually really liked that. It kind of brought the hype. I liked it a lot. But then he had this gold suit, like bodysuit, that looked like it was pulling just a little too tight at the crotch. And so there were like a few times where you could see him just like trying to readjust and looking kind of uncomfortable. And the problem is, because it was a shiny gold suit, it really, really highlighted any creases. And like, I'm not going to get a picture on it, but I'm just going to double check it is Ireland, I think. I just want to make sure that I'm right and it wasn't another country. Let me just make sure I've got an image of the guy. Yeah. It's just like a little bit too tight, and you could see him trying to like readjust because like, yeah. So this is actually, can I show you this? Because it's so tight, there are times where it looks like his butt is in the front, and like, it's really odd. If I grab this really quickly, front butt, yeah, it looks like if you saw him from the waist down, it would look like he was standing the other way. See it? You see, this is how it literally, if you cut off the top, it looks like he's facing in the other direction. Like, it was a, yeah, like, it obviously like a costume malfunction, and that's not his fault, I'd assume. That's a camel toe. Yeah, it was so tight. And like, again, he was like readjusting during the performance, and you could see that he was uncomfortable. And yeah, but like, I wonder if I can do it. If I crop from the top, like... Oh, that's too far. That's too far. I've gone too far. No, a little further than that. A little further. There you go. Like, which way is he facing in this picture? Like, it looks like he's facing towards the drums. Oh my god. Yeah, it's something. And then no, actually, it's that way around. Yeah. I felt really bad for him. Because like the performance was fun. I actually really like it. I like a band. I like a band entering Eurovision. They're not always the most popular, but I like them. But yeah, it was distracting throughout the performance, to be honest, especially with his suit being so sparkly. It really did draw attention to it, and I just couldn't. The whole time I was like, oh bless him, he looks uncomfortable, and I could understand why that would be uncomfortable for me too. As a long-bodied, short-legged woman, I feel that would be uncomfortable for me too. And it's snug. Chucky, good morning. I hope you're doing well. I haven't watched this version of The Exorcist. Oh dear, you're an ass. Isn't this our ideal man? Or ass in the front, ass in the back? I just kind of felt bad. I just wanted him to have a good time, and then like, yeah, like his balls were just getting cut in half the whole performance. And I just felt bad. I just felt like he looked uncomfortable, and I could understand why he looked uncomfortable. It wasn't like a, oh god. Yeah, I mean, you can look it up yourself if you want to see more of the other images, but yeah, it looked painful. It looked painful. Oh dear. Also, yes, that is eye-wateringly tight. Feathered, good morning. It is. Yeah, there are some bits where it's pulling so tight. It just, because again, he's like moving around a lot on stage, so sometimes it's a bit looser, but then sometimes it's so tight looking. And it was, oh my god, I'm genuinely surprised he didn't suffer a rip on stage, which would have been bad. That would have been a lot worse live on television, but like, yeah, I did feel bad. Like, it does happen sometimes. You have entries that just have problems with either the outfit, the lighting, the staging, and it does really hamper your chances of getting through if you have those kind of issues. And the thing is, I will say as well, I liked Ireland's entry this year. I actually liked Ireland's entry last year better, and they didn't get in either. And yeah, I want Ireland to get in. I want Ireland to get in soon. I feel bad. They've not been in 2 years in a row now. Let Ireland into Eurovision again. And also, someone check on Ireland's costuming department, because that was very, very tight. I can only assume maybe they didn't have the chance to do like a final rehearsal with the dress. But yeah. Weird. Also, yes, I'm 30 centimeters, and I'm like 29 of those centimeters are body, and then 1 centimeter of those legs. teeny tiny legs. Dear. Yeah, it's unfortunate. I'm trying to think what my favorite outfit was. I did like from Moldova. They had the hair pieces. I'm gonna have to get them. This is gonna be Eurovision stream now. Me just gushing. Moldova. Eurovision 2023. Like the dancers specifically, they're not the main guy. The main guy was a little bit cult leader Jesus, but the dancers in the background, they made like devil horns like out. It was really cool. If I get this image for you, I can show it to you here. So ignore the main guy, but like look at the dancers in the background with their hair shaped like horns. Isn't that cool? I thought that was pretty cool. And yeah, they like stood behind the main singer at points and pretended to be like demon horns coming out of him. It was very, very cool. I don't know that, I think it works well with them all being together. I don't know separately how much. I don't dislike their costumes, to be fair. They're not my favorite. They feel like a little, like I've seen it before for the most part, so I wasn't super, super hype. I need just Eurovision 20. I will say the main presenters' outfits, I loved every single night. They had some good outfits. Although I do think the first semi-final might have been my favorite. Alright, there's a lot of the winner. Cha-cha-cha, there's a lot of cha-cha-cha as well. I mean, yeah, Croatia's was definitely interesting. Croatia had one of the more exciting performances, I'd say, like with the big dresses into the missiles and stuff. With that in the background, Croatia's was interesting. Yeah, I like that one. What's the one that's like, when the world got me growing crazy, I carry on? Who was that one? Do you remember who did that? Because I liked that one. They had like pink outfits and they looked great. Belgium, thank you. I remember the songs. I do not remember all of the countries. You listen to that one on a regular? Yeah, Belgium I liked. The first time I saw it, I was like, they're the one with the shorts underneath the assless chaps. Let me just get a picture of this one to show it with you all. I really like that one. That was cool. It was very pink. I like the pink. It's a tiny image on my screen. I'm sorry, it's so small. Let me see. Can I unlock that, please? Thank you, thank you. There you go. Like, look at that. That's a heckin' silhouette. I like that. I like that a lot. They're cool. You're to warm wash. Yeah, Andrew, good morning. Oh, good luck with your luck. Thank you for popping by. I hope your day goes well. I listen on the regular. That's like the only song from this year that I listen to. I like She, Queen of the Kings. Queen of the Kings. Queen of the Kings was good. I think... Who was that by? If I type in Queen of the Kings, they'll tell me. I like that one. And I like Czech song was really, really good. My Sister's Crown. I like both the feminist anthems. I liked Norway, Queen of the Kings, and Czech, My Sister's Crown. Actually, My Sister's Crown, they were the ones with the hair. That was cool. I think it was Czech. Yeah, Czech with the hair. If you guys haven't, I'm just giving you the Eurovision 2023 recap, but Czech's song was really, really good. There they are. Look at their hair though. Look at their hair of the Czech. Oh my god, so good. Their outfits are like, okay, they're pink, they're all right. Yes, but I'm surprised Norway didn't win, but Feathered, you forget that next year is Sweden's 50th anniversary of ABBA winning Eurovision. You forget. There's no politics in this Feathered, but you forget the politics of... There's no way Eurovision would want it anywhere else on the 50-year anniversary of ABBA's win. One of the most prolific winners at Eurovision ever. You know, whoa, crazy that it's in Sweden on the 50th anniversary. Wow, that's wild. How did that happen? So lucky. It wasn't going to be anywhere else, I don't think. Although ABBA has said they're not going to go. They're not doing it. Oh dear. Oh no, like the Olympics. There's definitely no politics in Eurovision. No, it's never been politics in Eurovision. Oh man, I really want to listen to some of their songs now, but that's all going to be very copyrighted, so... Yeah, unfortunately I can't listen to it, but if you want to listen to it, you can go onto YouTube, type in Eurovision 2023, and you can listen to some of the highlights of the songs. Hell yeah. But yeah, there's no way. But I still actually really liked Sweden's song. Like, I did like it. Like, when I first heard it, I was like, this is really good. And like, it's very different from a lot of the other ballads. It just felt very, very soulful. Like, I really enjoyed the performance. It was a bit different. The outfit was really cool. She almost looked alien. Like, it was a really good performance. I don't think it was the most popular performance on the night, but I still think it was really, really good. The problem is that, yeah, Cha 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 was so intense. The Cha 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 vibes had really taken over everything that week. And yeah, had it been down to purely a public vote, there wouldn't have even been any competition. Like, it was so clear cut that they were the audience's most favorite for a while, I think. From probably the first semi-finals. Because also, for the first semi-finals, Finland was the last act, which meant, because I remember, like, I was watching with people and I was like, I'm kind of just waiting for Finland. And they were like, what's Finland? And I'm like, Finland is like the most hyped up person of Eurovision this year. Like, I am waiting for it. And then you see it and you're like, that's why it's so different. It's different. It's got the good mix of like Eurovision campness and silliness with like a banger that gets stuck in your head. While it's predominantly in Finnish, you do have like the cha-cha-cha, which anyone can sing along to. And because it's kind of yelled, it's almost encouraged to sing along to. It's perfect. It was a good Eurovision entry. The bright colors, like the memorable screenshots as well, because there's a lot of screenshots from it where you're like, that's Finland. It was just very well crafted for Eurovision. Ah, dear. They knew their audience and they did a good job. And also the guy seemed really like a friendly guy. I will say, I don't know if Anime is still here, but I remember that the Netherlands team and this Finnish team were like this, apparently, the whole time. They were like super, super close. Like they got on really, really well together. And I think they've performed together since Eurovision now, which is really cute. They just ended up becoming the bestest of friends. It's like, oh, hell yeah. It's so cute. I love it. Wholesome. Oh dear. Aw, yeah. Well, I think when they were in the UK, they were all like going out together and stuff. So they like, they like went on the London Eye together and like they, you know, moved around the UK a bit together. And then they, after going back, they did like a little tour together where they were both playing at the same concert. It was cute. They were supporting each other. I loved it. Very cute. I did not know that. The only reason I knew is because I was like following a lot of the stuff post Eurovision. Which I always do. I just love Eurovision, so I follow a lot of it. And yeah, like one of the things you kept seeing coming up with like those two groups together constantly. Like during Eurovision and after Eurovision as well. And it was really cute. It was just really cute. It made me smile every time. I was like, oh my god, look at this. The heckin' Finnish team and the Netherlands team are just best buddies. Oh my god, Alfie! I don't know why it doesn't shout your name out. Welcome on in though. How was your stream and what did you get up to? I'm assuming it was some crafts. Did I get that before Shifty this time? Hell yeah, I did. Welcome on in Kit and Akuma and Alfie. Oh dear. Oh, actually, Grobit got me there before me. My bad. Onion, welcome on in, and Kai, and Yerlix, welcome on in, and Moon, welcome on in, and Jackster, welcome. How are you doing? Smocking, it is. We actually have some samples here, so this is what it will end up looking like about 20 hours down the line. But this is our final result. It ends up being like this. But this is like the opposite colorway, so everything will be opposite. So the gold will be silver, the white is black, stuff like that. But it's the same thing, just the opposite colors. Hell yeah! Shout your name out. Oh dear. I was working on my huge Zelda cross stitch. Hell yeah! How's it going? I'm assuming it's gonna go slowly because of the streaming element of chatting and actually, yeah, early end for you. I hope that everything's all right. Wait, sorry, suddenly realized that's early. Normally we'd be into you. Oh dear, welcome on in though. I hope that it's going good. We've just done an embroidery every single day for 30 days, and I'm having now a bit of a wind down with some cosplay stuff because I'm very tired. It was a lot of embroidery, but it was nice. It was really fun, to be fair. I enjoyed myself. I learnt that what I've been doing is called thread painting. Not embroidery, but I think it is an embroidery technique, right? Kind of like cross stitch is an embroidery technique, but it's got another name. I think what I was doing is thread painting. Also, Moon, thank you for the follow. That's very heckin' kind of you. We're really, really close. We'll actually be doing something more similar to you. So when we hit 4K followers, we are doing a stickman for every follower. So we're going to be doing 4,000 stickmen embroidery. But it might be a little closer to yours because it'll be like a mapped thing, I suppose. Whereas normally what I do is kind of just go for it. Yeah, 4,000 stickmen. It's gonna be great. I'm so excited. Dude, it's so cool. I love the outhouse. Me too. I love the outhouse so much. And I immediately, when I saw the collector, was like, I want to cosplay that. But I want to cosplay that from the 16th century. So we are doing it, but we're doing it like very fancy. Also, Doogie, thank you for the follow. It goes slowly because Orphe, it's just, you know, when you're doing crafting on stream, we've been talking about Eurovision, by the way, for the last like hour, but when you're doing crafting on stream, it just goes 10 times slower than if you don't do it on stream, but it's also 10 times more fun. So you kind of weigh up do you want speed? Don't do it live. Do you want fun? Do it live. One or the other. You don't get both. Oh dear. Oh, the outhouse. Yeah, I love the outhouse. I love this so much. I'm really hoping that we get some special episodes at some point because obviously they had to rush a lot of the stuff in the last season because I love it. But I know she's not at the studio anymore, so we'll see. But I would definitely not complain for more outhouse. Going very slowly because Orphe. Very slowly, but doing well. Early to ending because Chinese Valentine's Day. Oh, so good after. Oh, bless you. Have a lovely day. Hell yeah. I hope that it goes well. I don't know exactly what you do for Chinese Valentine's Day, but I hope that your celebrations are fun. Oh, if he's nice, gonna end up with dark posts like get lucky. Is that what happens on I mean, that sounds alright. I'm not bad. No, I'm down for that. That sounds pretty good. Here we just spend tons of money. You know, that sounds better than how I celebrated at least. Oh dear. What's your thought on Australia and universe? I think, okay, controversial opinion. if a country loves Eurovision, if Eurovision is popular in a country, that they should be able to join. But I think that that's the kind of way up. Is it already popular in your country? Because for Australia, they watched it. It was like one of their most watched things for years. Like they had a huge culture around Eurovision when they joined, and I think that makes a lot of sense. What I think doesn't make sense is inviting countries where there isn't already a Eurovision culture, because it is kind of like a weird mixture of stuff to suddenly throw on people. So my opinion is, as long as the country has like a passion for Eurovision, they should be allowed to join. And if that means that Eurovision becomes a worldwide thing, like in a couple hundred years, I'm down for it. Hell yes. Oh dear. Owl House in the middle of our stream. God damn it. Oh dear. Just normal Valentine's Day stuff. Take care, Orphe. Again, if any of my people as well haven't checked out Orphe before, you'll love it there. It's the same kind of like vibe of like, it's a specific craft with a lot of distractions. So if you like just chatting, chilling, and crafting, you'll absolutely love Orphe. They're a very, very, very talented cross-stitch artist. The piece that they're working on is like probably wider than my hands. It's a huge tapestry. So once again, if you like what we do here, where we do big projects that take years and chat and get distracted, you'll love it there. It's like that, but with extra talent. Oh dear. We have the Eurovision on for decades now, yeah, and when you're abroad, exactly. That's the thing, right, Cara? It's like, because it's already, like, I think that's the thing with Eurovision. I'd feel kind of bad if it was thrown on a country that had no experience with it, because it's like, you're gonna be confused as hell, but, like, when people are already into it, already supporting countries, already having a good time, like, yeah, like, literally invite them, as long as they are happy to join, because it is expensive to host Eurovision. It's expensive to win, it's expensive to enter. As long as they're understanding of the like, that it is kind of expensive, and also, you don't have to enter every year. If you're having a bad year, you can always skip a year. But yes, I think as long as they get it, come in. More countries, join us. Orphe just gives us let her stream. That sounds pretty good, honestly. I wouldn't mind that. That sounds good. You got me. On 2023 Voyager, a So Good Live went and saw them. Oh, Moscow, killer live show. Hell yeah. Yeah, I think honestly, you got screwed in Eurovision this year, and like I say that every single, like we have a watch party for Eurovision every year where like we play it in the Discord and everyone watches and cheers along. And everyone loved your entry. It was you and Austria, weirdly, the two, Australia and Austria. I think both of you got and Germany. Australia, Austria, and Germany all had really interesting, unique, and fun entries. And I think all of them got kind of screwed. Because I think if the judges hadn't tried so hard to landslide Sweden, there would have been more votes thrown your way. Just saying. Maybe not Germany, just because of politics, but like, you know. Otherwise, I think there would have been more points thrown your way. I actually really liked Australia's song last year as well. Australia's song last year was like, it was like a heart tugger. Not for everyone, but it was a singer who decided to sing about his experiences with autism. And it was a very, very powerful song that got robbed. That definitely didn't get enough points. Oh my God. Because that was like, it was really sweet. I loved that song. Damn it. I guess that's how it goes. Their personal taste in it. Not everyone has good taste. Oh dear. Anna Shadowell. That's why people write shit songs so they don't win, but they still get invited. Yeah. Also, Anna Shadowell, I hope you're having a good day. Thank you for the look. Oh, there's the most polished. Sweden was meh. Finland was... I liked Sweden's. I think for a ballad, Tattoo was actually a really good ballad, and she has a very strong voice. She's won it before. It makes sense. But I also think that you kind of... It's the same as last year. Last year, everyone knew Ukraine was going to win. Like, there's no way Ukraine wasn't going to win. I will say, though, the orchestra was probably one of the best songs, easily. So that does help. I think it helps if the entry is of that level of quality where you're like, it was always going to win, but the Kalush orchestra, mwah. Mwah. So good. And so it's like, you're not mad about it because it's like, yeah, like they were always going to win, but they're also fantastic. So like, happy days. Sweden, I think I really feel bad for her as an artist because she was really, really good. Her performance as a ballad was fantastic, but she had a lot stacking up against her, where like, Obviously, the crowd was very cha-cha-cha. The crowd was incredibly cha-cha-cha. And not only that, but she's won previously, and you know, technically you can enter as many times as you like, but sometimes when people return after they've won before, there's a section of the audience that doesn't like that. It happens, but some people don't like it, so you're always going to have that group of haters if you do that to her. And then also, yeah, being in a stadium where it was so much cheering for another group, and then also the fact that judges just landslided her, it's like, I feel bad because I thought her performance was good, and people are being much harsher on her now than I think they ever would have been because of everything that's out of her control. Because her performance, take it away from Eurovision, was fantastic, right? Really, really beautiful. But then, because of everything that's happened that's not in her control, it kind of, she got slated online, and I feel like it's not fair. I don't think it's fair at all. Man, not fair. I feel bad for her, really I do. Finland was great though. A what tugger? A heart tugger. Heart. Dear. It's been 84 years. Smocking. Sonny, did you see the video? Oh my god, wait, I can get it up again. I still have it here. Did you see the chroma core video that Fish and Naka made? It's so cute. It's so cute. I think I'm gonna avoid Eurovision. The fashion lights are causing migraines, and I've had to pass out a few years in a row now. I watch it in the windowed mode. I don't know if that will help for you, but for me, watching it windowed helps a lot with flashing lights. Obviously, everyone's different though. Also, Byron, welcome on in. I hope you're doing well. Appreciate the early morning energy. Oh, cat in lap. Lovely. Hell yeah. You know what? I couldn't complain. I don't have a cat though, so like, if I had a cat in my lap, I'd probably be a bit anxious, but I still wouldn't complain. You didn't? I'll play it for you because it's only like 30 seconds long, and so it's quick. All right, you ready? For anyone, the context, we just did a 30-day art challenge called Chroma Core, where you create a piece of art every day. Very similar to what you call it, Inktober, but it's a bit more competitive, and it's a bit more about helping you grow as an artist, so the prompts are quite specific. I did that for the full last month. I did an embroidery every single day. This is a compilation of a lot of the other people who took part, including the people that were competing properly. I just did it for fun. All right, let me get that on screen for you then. Oh, wait, where has it gone? Oh my god, here it goes again. I swear I can get it on screen really easily. It keeps disappearing from my things. It's gonna appear on top of everything though. Let me put it down here at least. There you go. Okay, we watch it. You ready? It's so cute. So these are all the cadets. These are all the people that took part. We all drew a picture of our cadets saluting, and they put it all together. The people animated in front are the proper competitors. And you should see Anime. That's Anime Boy Stars with the skull there. They're a member of this community. They also swim on their own. Oh dear, it's so cute. I love it. It makes me smile so hard. It's so cute. Look at them all. There's Kano. It's so good. My one's just coming up, and I've got the Fat Rats Cadet on my head. There it is, with my mushrooms. It's so cute. Oh my god, isn't it? Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. There's so many of them. There's so many of them. Bam, 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 bam. It's so good. It's so good. They worked so hard. It's so lovely. Oh my god. Oh yeah, also this Chroma Corp's cross-out overgrowth animation, because everyone kept doing animations for it. It's so cute. Oh dear. I'm hecking crying. It's so, isn't it so lovely? It's so nice. I'll send you guys the link. There you go. I'll pop it in chat, because that way you can go send some love and support to Naka, the person who put it together. Fish is the one who did all of the cadets in the background. Naka's the one that got everything like popped together. So I think it's on Naka's channel. There you go. It's so cute. It makes me smile so much. I love it. Happy hecking days. Oh dear. It just makes me want to get to next year already so we can do it all over again, because I had so much fun. Oh dear. There's a whole anime. There is a whole anime series. There is. Eladin worked so hard, and they're doing, I think, their final installment tomorrow. Yeah, they said that they were going to do anyone who had completed 100% of their assignments would be part of it. That's a big ask, though. I actually didn't tag Elodin because I did do 100% of the assignments, but I was like, I don't really want to add any extra workload, so I'm just going to pretend that I haven't done all of them, so that they don't have to add another person, because that's so much to animate otherwise. Oh dear, best anime this year. Oh yeah, my anime of the year is Chroma Core. If that's not in the anime awards, I'm gonna complain. Oh dear. But yeah, it's really wholesome. I had a really good time. Thank you so much again, Sonny. Sonny is the reason that I think both me and Anime took part in it this year. They were the one who had the prior information and recommended it to us. So big ups to Sonny. Thank you for that. It's been a community that I have really enjoyed over the last month, and I'm so glad that I was able to take part in the capacity that I did, because it was really fun. And I also genuinely feel like my embroidery has improved during that time as well. Like, I actually feel like it pushed me to get better. And so, although, did you see the theme for next year, Sonny? The theme for next year I am so hyped about, because all of my favorite pieces that I did are, it's like the Pink Skull, the Pan's Labyrinth, all of like the more horror themed ones, the Mary Lloyd, but with like the Mad Max vibes. Next theme is Chibi Corpse versus Grim Corpse. It's cute versus spooky. I'm gonna do spooky. I do everything spooky because that was my favorite style to do. All of my favorite pieces were the spooky ones. So like, I'm gonna go hard into the spooky embroidery aesthetic. I'm so excited. So we are going to be doing some embroideries over the next year so that we can keep up with the practice and stuff. I want to do at least one embroidery a month, but I'm not going to like limit myself to finishing it within a day. Oh, Kara, you're fine. Have a lovely BRB. Go look after yourself. Whatever you need to do. Oh, the Jelly's going to do spooky? Shocker. Turns out I don't really like spooky things. Inside you, there are two art styles. One's dark, one's chibi. You are Shifty. Shifty could be both. I actually, yeah, because like Jester styles can go both ways so easily. Listen, you should enter next year, Shifty. You may take part 2 kit! Well, I don't know when they're going to announce it for next year, because I think it's just like around the time of the summer. So you just have to keep an eye. Let me get the link to the person who announced it, because it's announced on YouTube, so you'll need to be subscribed to the person, really, unless someone shares it with you. But if you want to have the best chance of knowing exactly when it goes live, I'll send you a link to the YouTube channel. It's Cynix's YouTube channel. It'll be announced here before it's announced anywhere else. So if you want the best chance possible knowing when it starts, Cynix channel. Yes. Oh, also that. There you go. Oh my god, thank you. Hell yeah. I forgot that I had that. Maybe I will if they don't announce it when I go on holiday. True. That was really bad timing, huh? Can you explain about this? Oh yeah, actually, Feathered. See the link that Sonny just posted there? See the link that Sonny just posted? That is actually explaining exactly what Chroma Core is. By the person who made it. So if you're curious, I would say like the simple way of explaining it is it's competitive Inktober, but if you want a more in-depth explanation than what I've given, click the link in the exclamation mark Chroma and you will get a full explanation rundown. It's really fun, and you can enter any art style. Most people do digital, I think, because it's the type that's easiest to produce a little faster, and also that Cynix is a digital artist. But we had lots of different ones. Like someone made plushies. I know Anime made a plushie as well. I obviously did my embroideries. There were people that did like sketching, painting, watercolors every single day. So like, yeah, there's like lots of different art styles. I think the way a lot of people take it is like an art style they want to improve. That's how they enter Chroma Cores, and then they just do like that art style and they practice it every single day. Yeah. Ah dear. There you go. Yeah, thank you, Sonny. I've got an OC that I use for illustration, so it'd be cool to use it. I don't know if generally they recommend... Can you use an OC? I guess you could, right? There'd be nothing against you using an OC you've already created. Gerald was very cute. I'll pet Gerald on my stream since Gerald is now in the background. Hell yeah, the Gerald pets. Yeah, I think you could probably enter a previously made OC. I think because a lot of people... Yeah, Drippy was the OC from last year too, so yeah, you can. Yeah, I think you can. Yeah. I think it's just because a lot of people make a new one, but then like, for me, that was the first OC that I'd ever made. Ever. That wasn't like my VTuber, which is just me, really. So that was my first ever OC, and I had a really good time. I'm glad that I made him, because I really liked him. There weren't a whole lot of old men entries, I will say. So I feel like my entry semi stood out just based on the fact that I did an old man, because there weren't a lot of old men. There were young men and young women, but not really old men or old women. Oh dear. Semi stood out. Yeah, because old. Oh dear. Like when you see them all lined up together, my one's like the hunchback. Embroiders all pieces, only Semi. Yeah, I was the embroidery person. No one else was doing, but maybe next year there'll be more people that do embroidery. Maybe we start a trend. Next year can be the year of embroidery, please. Everyone just does embroidery. All these digital artists? Nah, they're embroidery artists now. Oh dear. I mean, Sonic, you could maybe make a jewelry piece representative of each prompt. By next year, you'll probably have the skills to do it, right? You could make a piece of jewelry for every single prompt. So like if the prompt was overgrowth, you could make like a massive overgrown ring or something like that. It would be very expensive, would be the only problem. You'd have to like, I think just to like recoup funds, you'd have to probably be selling them or something. Because otherwise, yeah, that would be very expensive. You could probably make it in brass, yeah. It's like sell as you go kind of thing. I need to make another one. Okay, brass is super cheap, but not wearable. Oh yeah, that'd probably be a good option then. And then if there's any designs that you really like at the end, you could always make them into like a fully fledged piece of jewelry, right? You didn't embroider, you did! I thought your embroidery was lovely. Ah dear, I loved your Genshin one. I thought it was very heckin' cute. Have you managed to get a hoop for it yet, or are you still kind of waiting for a good size to come along for you? Ah dear, yeah. Make what? Make it a brace. Brace is. No, because like you have to do a prompt every day, but you can technically make it out of anything that you want, right? So if you wanted to make every single prompt out of jewelry, like I feel like you could. There would be probably some of the illustration ones might be a little difficult, but I don't think they'd be impossible per se. It'd probably have to be interpreted. Like, you know the one where it's like the prompt where it was like there's water in the sky? Like you'd probably have to like interpret, maybe like make some bubbles or something. Make a spooky ring connecting eldritch horror being. Oh, that'd be so cool. That'd be so cool. I'll buy one day. If I had the night, I was gonna buy some embroidery stuff today and be like an hour or so. Oh my god, good luck. I hope you have a good time with it. I want to use my machine to do thread painting. That could be a good way to learn and improve. I could stitch out the previous days while digitizing it. You will only get the prompt on the day. You don't know the prompt ahead of time. Heads up. So you can't. That was one of the big things that I struggled with embroidery. You can't prep because you have no idea what the next day's prompt is. And it's not even like everyone this year was waiting for a food prompt and there wasn't one the entire time. It is a 24 hours to finish event, yeah. So if you were to get the prompt, you would have to draw your design, digitize it, print it, and then frame it within the day. That's why most of my embroideries took about 10 hours on average. Like a mixture of drawing them, getting them transferred to fabric, and then done. Like, yeah. Jenny, can I ask about the baubles you made on the Discord? What bulb? Oh, the sparkly ones? Yeah, go for it. Dear. Yeah, I was gonna sell those, but then we had loads of issues with postage from the UK, so I decided not to risk it. Oh dear, no, I mean digitize the prompt on the day. Oh, okay, that would be a challenge. It would be a challenge. I'm actually planning on using my embroidery machine next time though to help me out a bit, because there were so many embroideries where I was just filling in space, and like, I'm like, I could get around that by digitizing. I just don't know for one embroidery if it'd be quicker to digitize it, or it would just be quicker to do it. It's difficult to tell, really, isn't it? Because like, I guess if it's bigger, it'd be easier to digitize it, but if it's not that big, drawing it on Photoshop, taking it to digitize, and then printing it in a way that I'm happy with, would that take longer than it would for me to just sat and stitch it? I don't know. I'm gonna have to do some experimenting over the next year, because I would like to do more, and that does mean like cutting down on time. Oh dear. You can technically be a day late if you're not competing. Yeah, if you're doing washout, you can be late as long as you're within like, because I think it closes on Wednesday, so it's like within a week of the end. Like, yeah, you can be late. I know that over because I watched a lot of the streams that Cynics did going over them. He did seem to spend more time critiquing the current prompt than the older prompts. So if you submitted late, generally people he wouldn't look at yours for as long as he did for people that were submitting on the day. That was, I think, the only downside of submitting late is you might get like a little bit less feedback. Yeah. The digital rap popped in? Who's it digitize? Hell yeah. I love the idea that I could just be living in a digital world with my embroidery machine. Yeah, this year I did it all by hand, but that's because I did want to improve my hand embroidery technique. Like, I wanted to get better at it, and like doing it every day is a good way of improving if you have the stamina. Hell yeah. I mean, some people pop their cadet at the end, so yours can be way late. They can, yeah. I don't think that they will get, again, nearly as much feedback, but yes, the only thing that you really miss out on is feedback. You get feedback as well. Every single day, you get feedback. But what I would say is, the people that are competing, the saplings or the cadets, so the people that are picked, they get a lot more feedback. So if you're one of the people that is actively competing, the likelihood is you'll get more feedback. But like I still, like if you do standout pieces or if you do your pieces on the day, you'll still get some feedback. They'll likely look at it. Every single day, Cynics did a stream where he scrolled through everyone's artwork that had been submitted that day. Oh dear. But yeah, if you're competing, you get a lot more feedback than if you're washout. I was washout. Ah dear. I enjoyed it. I had a great time in Washout though. Even if you don't get in, Washout Alley is a lot of fun. Washout Alley, actually, I would say, if you are not specifically like a super competitive person, I would actually recommend Washout Alley over competing because it's so much more relaxed. Like, if you have a day where you're like, I'm busy today, so I can't submit a big piece, no one cares. Everyone's like, hell yeah, look at you. You still did the thing, yeah. Whereas if you're competing, you're knocked out. Oh, sorry, get out. You couldn't complete, like you had to take one day off this week. You know? So like if you're looking to have like a really fun time, I would aim for Washout Alley. If you're looking to compete and get a lot of feedback, look to get in. And like, I don't know what I'm gonna aim for next year because I had such a good time in Washout that I'm also like, kind of tempted just to go for that again, but maybe next year I'll want more feedback, and if that's the case, I'll aim to get in. But like initially I was like, oh okay, Washout Alley, I guess it's not going to be as exciting. I'm so glad I was a washout this year. I actually don't think I could have managed as a sapling. Like seeing the workload that were on those artists for an entire month for some of them, nah. I don't think I could have managed this year. Maybe next year, but like I genuinely am so glad I was a washout. I had so much fun as a washout. I think because of the name, you almost assume that you're not going to have such a good time. But most of the people that I spoke to in the Washout Alley, because I did join the voice calls quite a few times, most of the people that I spoke to in Washout were like really, really chill. Really, really chill. Just there for a good time, you know? And yeah, we had a lovely time. Like we'd listen to music, chill, do our piece of art. There'd be pieces we liked more and less, but we were kind of relaxed about it. And we had a really good time. I'm really actually super glad that I ended up being a washout and not having to like panic about every single one of my pieces being the best piece of art that I've ever made. My God. It's just a level of pressure that I think probably not everyone would want. There's some weird stitching there, but actually, it seems to have worked out. Hell yeah. Okay. Is it fine on this side as well? Yes. What is that? Oh yeah, I see. I was like confused. I'm like, what's going on? Some of them I haven't turned inside out, that's why. If I turn this one, that's fine. Okay. I was worried for a second that it actually looks okay. Oh, dude, DJ Atem. Atem was great. Oh, Atem was great. Yeah. Because it was my fun vacation. I have no work. I have more time every day. Hell yeah. Yeah, it's kind of ableist when my deadlines are too hard. I don't think that... Okay. We're going to turn the music off. I don't think daily art challenges are ableist. And I'm going to be quite clear that I don't like the idea of calling a daily art challenge ableist. That's a very strong word for something that just isn't for everyone. Like, I could have got into the daily art challenge and done art every single day as a disabled person. Like, I think there are quite a few people in that community that are disabled and that are competing every day. All arts, how to put it, if you're working in clay, yeah, you're going to have less chance of competing it every day. And obviously a lot of us have up and down health schedules, but I don't think it's ableist, and I don't like that you've called it that, to be quite honest. I think that takes away from what ableism is a lot of the time, which is denied accessibility, whereas lots of disabled people took part and did really, really well. I don't like that. Sorry, I want to put my foot down there. Don't like that. And I don't, at least, there probably are art challenges out there that you could describe as that, but not Chromacore. It's an incredibly supportive community of people who are just passionate about art. And you can take part every single day, or not every single day. You don't have to compete. Many people sign up specifically and say, I don't want to compete. I have other things going on. My health is bad, stuff like that. And they still get feedback from cynics every single day. I think it's actually, I think that's an incredibly unfair statement for something that you've just been introduced to. And as a disabled person myself, I'm going to stand up quite harshly against that. Not to say that that there aren't ableist stuff out there, but because this one specifically offers you the chance to compete competitively or do it casually, as I think it's actually the opposite, in that it's very approachable for pretty much anyone. There are many people that only submitted one piece of art during the whole thing, and they're still cheered on just as much as people like me who did them every single day. Yeah. Don't like that. Please don't throw words like that around without some solid evidence to back it up. Oh dear. Cicada, howdy. Sorry, you came into kind of a serious conversation there where I had to put my foot down a little bit. Okay. Oh dear. It's up to you to decide how you want to approach Chromacore, and based on your own circumstances. If you choose to approach Chromacore in a way that doesn't suit you, that's on you. That is not on Chromacore. Yes, sorry. Want to be really clear about that, because yeah, I don't think it's fair to throw around words like that when you don't have a grasp. Like, you've literally just learned about it. Like, that's not chill. Oh dear, Brain just presented me with the idea, get some more unusual objects. They would love that. I tell you right now, everyone's gonna be like super hyped if you do that. Because everyone's gonna be excited to see what object you paint on next. And also, that's something that you already have like a pretty big track record of doing really well. So like, hell yeah, I love that. That'd be really, really cool. I think a lot of people would really like that as well. Just, like, when you like, I think if you maybe put it out there that you're willing to paint on a lot of different objects as well, you get a lot of people in the community like suggesting things and asking about things and seeing if you did other things. I think that would be really exciting, Feathered. I think that would go really, really well. I think people would really like that. You don't have to compete, exactly. You can just participate. Like, Sonne did like 2 pieces of art because they were busy. They had like a new thing they were doing. But Sonne's still a part of Chromacore. It's so inclusive by casual, I get scared by the mute. Yeah, I know. I just think it's a bit unfair to put like, because for me, as a disabled person, calling something ableist, that means a lot. That holds a hell of a lot of weight for me. Because it means that I might be denied accessibility and stuff. And I'm sure it's the same for you. So it just, Yeah? Oh dear. No one gets kicked out of the community. All good, yeah. Welcome on in, Cicada. I hope you're doing well. It's only the active competition that you get kicked out, and you can still participate. Yeah, most of the people that dropped out, especially because a lot of people dropped out for things that were going on in their life, a lot of people that dropped out continued to keep up with Washout. Like, so they would just join us. The chill group. Yeah. Oh dear, people were super hyped for a simple, oh my god, everyone loved you. No, I think because you did 2. You made the plushie from scratch, but you made the chainmail for your penguin. People loved those. It's really, really cool. And did you see that Atem made a plushie at the end as well of the carrot person? That was really, really cool. Poor choice of words. Yeah, I'm sorry. There are some things, when something's like personal to you, you have to put a foot down. Yeah. I don't like people, you see it online all the time, people throwing around words like ableism without anything to back it up, and it's just it takes away from like systems that are in place that are actually ableist when you throw stuff around like that without it, you know. And it means that people from a more casual perspective see it and they're like, oh, people are just calling everything ableist. It's like, no, there are actual problems in the world that are like actually prevent us. Like cinemas, good example. Anyone who has a flashing lights cannot attend the cinema unless they do light screenings. So cinemas that don't do light screenings, that's an accessibility thing. And that deserves to be called out. Yeah, it's stuff like that. It just kind of bothers. You can tell it bothers me. Yeah. Penguin. Yeah. Literally. It's in our Discord, but you're welcome to repost it if you want. Anime made chainmail for one of their plushies, and it was like a little penguin wearing chainmail, and it was so cute. So cute. Everyone loved that one as well. The Gerald as well, because it was made from scratch, of course. But yes, that was so cute. And the carrot plushie, they did a really good job with it, didn't they? I have like different cosplay I want to do, but it'd be super rough for my first costume. Listen, that's nothing wrong with that. Most of the time, and obviously we're always our own worst critics when it comes to art, but when people see a cosplay of a character they love, they're just happy to see the character. The quality does not matter. Like, when you see an Owl House, when I see an Owl House cosplay, it doesn't matter if it's the most detailed thing in the world or if it's just someone doing a casual costume. I'm excited because it's someone who has a similar passion to me. Don't worry if the quality is not high for your first costume, because just your mere presence will make people happy. Oh dear. Koji, welcome on in. I hope you're doing well. It's been a while. How's progress? Slow. We had a whole month, Koji, where we got entirely distracted, and I made 40 plus embroidery hoops. Yeah, I'm a no-go to cinemas. Same. I haven't been able to go to the cinema since I was like 18. Oh dear. But there are places that do light showings. There are ways that people like us can go to cinemas. They just don't offer it everywhere. And that, again, it's not something you think about until you're stuck in a position where you can't go to the cinema with your friends anymore. Yeah. Please, anime, repost, more. Also, can I just say trains? It's great, but the bigger ones here are ableist. Yeah, if they don't have like supports for people with like walking or movement disabilities, yeah, it's a big problem. A lot of the old ones don't here, where there's like a big gap. They are getting better, but you always have to contact ahead of time if you want a ramp, and it's like, yeah, it'd be nice if people could just catch the train, but I see. Oh dear. Don't stress for it. Don't stress about quality. Like, just imagine the smiles of the people that will see, and hopefully your own smile as well. Like, your smile and the smiles of everyone else who are just going to be happy to see something from a franchise they love. Yeah? I want to do Bandit from Risk of Rain and do a bunch of accessories for it. Heck, why not? Heckin', why not? Ah, dear. Will you make it from scratch, do you think, or are you planning to buy some elements? So I'm assuming you could probably buy and alter some parts for that if you wanted to. I'm trying to find the penguin. You're welcome to, if you want to see live stream chat, it's in there. There you go. Thank you. Is it been reposted? Yeah, there he is. Look at him. He's so strong. He has a knife. He has a little cape. He has his chainmail. He's so good. He's such a good bean. You can see why people loved him. Loving the new Metro light train rails in Wales with the automatic ramp. Yeah. Like the when they've been upgrading the rail, it's so good. Like, it was necessary, but oh my god, it has been so good what they've been doing. Like, every now and again, I go somewhere or I catch one of the new ones, and it is night and day. It's so much better than it was, and it's nice to see them taking that as a priority as well, because it clearly is, and I love it. 10 out of 10. Good improvements. You still haven't got a new one? I have. See, I have a couple times now, and they are so nice. They've got really good spaces for prams and wheelchairs, like legitimate spaces as well, not just crammed in next to the bikes, which is really, really nice as well. So you can have prams and wheelchairs as part of the carrot. It's so much better. I can't even. For like people that don't want to, like, that have to leave their kids in the pram or whatever, and want to have, it's better for people in wheelchairs. They're not just stuck next to the bikes. It's so much better. I can't even, it's so much better. Oh my god. Ah, dear. I have sensory issues. I went to dinner recently and the lighting was, ugh. It was interesting because some of there wasn't such a thing. Asked me if I mentioned my sensory issues and they're happy that they get into protective. It was, oh no, they were great. It's so often that places like diners have such harsh lighting. True. Like the white lights. Yeah, I get that. there's anything you don't know about this community, more than happy to help. But anyway, we can. Yeah, we have like a very crafty community. There's like kind of someone to cover the bases for most skills. If you're doing smocking, I don't know if that's of interest for your first costume. But if you're doing smocking, I have a whole book. Oh dear. Did Pasty Chainmail? I did like Pasta's Chainmail. And of course, Gerald. Yes. Good being Gerald. Gerald is very good. Oh dear. Gerald was never a sapling, were they? They were just really beloved, right? Smokster. Me, the smokster. Feathered. If you need anything to do with feathers. Or painting. I would say I'd put you in the class of like painting as well, and also resin. You have quite a lot of resin experience too. And embroidery machine. Yeah, you've got quite a few bits and bobs going on there. You cover quite a few bases there, Feathered. I went to YouTube, forgot to ask. Ah, shoot. Ah, dear. Fair. And airbrushing. There you go. There's another one. Airbrushing. Feathered is covering quite a lot of bases here. It's like, if you have any questions, just ask Feathered, honestly. They probably have done the craft at least once. Go ask Feathered. Oh dear, but smocking? Resin is still quite new to you. I have the resin like that you did for the violin where you were doing the little red, like, that was beautiful. Very, very nice. Sometimes like you, I deeply respect it. Oh no, you're fine. It's like there are certain things that sometimes get posted in chat that I have to take a stance against because of you either have to go one or two ways. Either you don't mention it or you have a strong stance a lot of the time. And when it comes to something that's so deeply personal, like being disabled, it's like, I really hate it when people throw ableism around like willy-nilly, because it really does take away from like legitimate problems. And like a lot of people use it as a joke, and like that's very fair. And like I completely get that, obviously. Like, use it as a joke. Like I've done it too. Like there have been times where I'm like, can you make me a cup of tea, Bubs, to like my significant other? And they're like, no, I'm busy. And I'm like, goddamn ableism in this house. You know, I'll make the joke too, but I think when it comes to like actually calling someone else ableist, if it's not as a joke, there needs to be a good reason. It's the same thing as like, you know, oh my god, I really need a slice of cake right now, and they're like, I'm not getting you cake, and it's like, goddamn homophobia in this household. I can't believe it. Sexism? Why won't you buy me a cake, you sexist? Like all of that kind of stuff. Oh dear. I do like that. I there is always a place in my soul for that. But I think when it comes to calling people that aren't here not as a joke, it's a bit different. But like, as a joke, the homophobia is real. I haven't had a cake all stream. Can you believe how homophobic this household is? Yeah, it's like that kind of stuff. Oh dear. Like, no one's come and replaced my cup of tea. It's just the blatant rampant sexism in this household. I don't feel safe, guys. It's terrible. Yeah, it's like that kind of joke, you know? It means nothing and it's clearly a joke. Yeah, that's all good. I need to find a use for those spider lilies. Oh, you did make quite a lot of them. Could you make a... I feel like you could make a pretty beautiful accessory with them. If you didn't have like a project in mind, like you could probably make and sell some beautiful accessories with those. Dim and crochet too. Oh my god, I'd love to see that. I'm very pleased you did, because it made me rethink. Yee! Hell yeah! I'm in a wheelchair in this house and there is a bike in the way, so I'm like, oh. I have done that as well. Where it's like, yeah, oh, you bring this into the house. Like, I do this with food all the time, so there's a lot of food that I can't eat, and like there are some to do with migraine. Like, you know, someone brings like a whole bar of chocolate into my house, I can't eat that. And so someone, like, when Shiny's like brought chocolate in for like cooking with, I'm like, oh, in my house, you bring this thing that I can't, wow. Oh dear. You know, it's an important part of being disabled is screwing around with the people around you. Just a little tiny bit. That being said, if you bring chocolate into my house, that's ableist. You ableist scum. I can't believe you. I can't eat that. Oh dear. No, I'm joking. Or am I? Like flower crowns, yeah, a headpiece, like something really, I feel like even if you didn't want it for yourself, that is something that would sell, like, easy. Like, because they are so pretty, and it's like something people aren't going to be making for themselves. Someone makes a Nutella cheese sandwich, Jelly goes, how dare you? Yeah, I gave Sonny a full review of the Nutella cheese sandwich, and it was like, it actually tasted a lot better than I thought that it was going to, and I really liked it. But I had to downgrade it because I was so ill the rest of the day. And so like by the time I had like messaged Sonny, I was like, listen Sonny, really, really good, really enjoyed it. I would recommend it to anyone except for people that struggle with migraines, because cheese and chocolate are two of the biggest triggers for migraines, and oh my god, I died. I was like in bed for like the rest of the day. Like, it was delicious. However, 8 out of 10. I can't give it a 10 out of 10. It was literally, yeah, well listen, when someone tells me to review a piece of food, I will review a piece of food. I have a passion, and my passion is snacks. The cramps. Yeah, I don't really get, to be fair, cheese does give me cramps a little bit. Chocolate doesn't normally. Chocolate just gives me migraines. So it was a nice mixture of cramps and migraines. Yay. Cheese, nuts, and chocolate would lay me out for days with a migraine. Yeah, it was my fault as well. I probably ate way too much of it. I should have made like a small amount just to test it, but I made like the whole thing. So I had way too much because I had it as like a meal. So it is partially my own fault. So I only detracted like, I think 2 points or something, because like I can admit when something might be slightly my own fault, and that was slightly my own fault. I should have considered the ingredients and maybe not had so much of them. But the taste was surprisingly good. I was genuinely surprised. I actually really quite liked it. But the light was just, it's spicy. It is spicy. Yeah, Sonny recommended a different cheese to the one that I used. I used a slightly stiffer cheese, and I do think, yeah, I liked it though, because it was a strong cheese, and like the strong cheese actually kind of worked. But I think they mentioned more of a creamy cheese. I did that with ice cream because I'm dairy intolerant, and I'm like, oh, I got Biscoff flurry, and I just had to. Biscoff is delicious, to be fair. A passion for fashion? I do kind of have a passion for fashion. You're right. When I was a kid, I decimated my sister's brats with a sword. You decapitated your sister's brats and made a sword. Wow. I bet she was so mad. A mild semi-soft cheese. Yeah, I think because mine was hard and a bit stronger, it wasn't quite what you recommended, but I actually ended up really liking it. But goat cheese. I feel like goat's cheese would probably work. Yeah, okay, like, oh, that might also not help. Sid from Toy Story. That you? Oh my god. Oh dear. Because we have that cheese in the house, now I only need Nutella. Yeah, listen, and you can get like small little Nutella, right? So if you don't want to have a lot of Nutella, you can get like a teeny tiny pot. Because you can get like the ones with the sticks and stuff, and then just have one of those. If you don't want a whole pot of Nutella. Yeah, if someone tells me to eat something, I do try and leave like a proper review of it. I am quite, I don't know if you guys can tell, I'm quite passionate about food. And like tasting new foods and stuff. So when someone's like, hey, you should try this food combination, I will write them a full review of what I thought of their food combination. I think I write like the positives, the negatives. In this case, like Sonny's had a pretty big downgrade because of the migraine, but like I was actually surprisingly nice. I also had Shiny try them sometimes. If Shiny will give it a go, and then we get a Shiny review as well, because I know Shiny tried that one. Have you a baby look into my eyes and tell me you wouldn't want robot spider legs? Damn it, he got me. I would. Also have a good burp. I'm not really in the mood today, but knowing I can do that combination. I think I had mine for breakfast, but I had a big breakfast. So I did a breakfast test. I think breakfast is the most, like the least risky for trying new things, because unless you have a really big breakfast normally, I always find like if I'm gonna try a new food, I often want to try either for like a mid-afternoon or like breakfast, because then if I don't like it too much, it's not that bad. It's fine. Just my breakfast. Oh dear. Why is breakfast called breakfast? Isn't it because it's a fast break? Like it's a fast break for food that you have in the morning? Breakfast. But yeah, it is pronounced differently, so maybe no. Ah dear, dude was making gizmos, contraptions, and doohickeys. Yeah, dude honestly was, despite being portrayed as like a really scary kid, was actually probably quite smart. Because dude was like making their own toys at a very young age. So like, despite the fact they're kind of the villain, they didn't know the toys are alive. Like, you know, they're not that bad. Sid is misunderstood. I should be transferring notation to PDF, but I don't want to. It's tedious. You keep working with massive patterns as well, Feathered. To be fair, all the patterns I've been seeing you working on are massive. So I feel like you're not giving yourself an easy job. We called it on-pitch, and I don't know the word for that, but it's different. Oh, I'm gonna Google it. I'll Google it, and maybe Google will give me the answers that I require. Eurovision 2023 check. Good. Oh! Oh, it just means breakfast. Oh, okay. Another thing, a bit is just bite. Oh, yeah, it just means breakfast. Breakfast. Nice. Did mine see supposed? I didn't see anything villainous. I mean, yeah, I guess learning how to make a bomb as a child is maybe like a little risky, and you probably shouldn't let your child set off explosives in the garden. But like, can you really blame the child for that? That's the parents, really. The parents are not stopping their child from making explosives, and the child is smart for being able to make them, but the parents probably should have stepped in and been like, let's do this in a safe way, not just letting you run into the garden with explosives. But again, I don't blame Sid for that. That's not Sid's fault. Also, look, pattern. It's a PR cream. Do you miss out the mouse word for is that as well? Breakfast. Breakfast. To be fair, he didn't make it, he just bought. Oh, okay. Yeah, that is less impressive then. Wait, who's selling a kid? Okay, I have another person to blame now. The shopkeeper for not asking for ID. Excuse me? Got a mail order? Can you do that as a kid? I guess if you have a bank account, I guess you can. Maybe it's because of the time that I grew up on. Like, I would never have, not until I was like 16, probably ordered anything online myself. Oh dear, it does just always be stolen. Oh, okay, it could, yeah, same. Oh my god. I'm going to back out to your 16 though. Don't you? I'm sure, no, I had a bank account younger than 16 because I started working when I was 13 and it went straight into my bank account. I don't know if it's a different kind of bank account maybe, but I did have one because obviously like all of my paychecks went into it. Yeah, I would have had my bank account. It would have been maybe under what? I don't know that it was. I think it was under my own because I was the person that was working. I might have had to have like a guarantor or something. And I know that I had no overdraft. Like I couldn't overspend or anything. Like that wasn't possible. But like I definitely had a bank account when I was 13 because of my job. And so I think I probably had it a couple years before that, technically. And then, yeah. When I got my job, it went straight into my bank account because that's how most jobs do it. There probably are some cash in hand jobs I could have had, but no, I didn't have a cash in hand job at that point. Add straight bank transfer. Oh dear. I couldn't tell you the details of the bank account though, because it's been way too long. I would have forgotten by now. I'm afraid I cannot give you any details, which is probably a good thing. You shouldn't be sharing your bank details live on Twitch. But yeah, I just know that I had one. Is working at 13 not illegal? It is not. You just have a very limited amount that you can work. It's because I did my paper round at 13, and then I worked in curtain making when I was 15, and then I worked when I was 16. I got my first retail job. So I had 2 jobs before I was 16. Yeah. Oh dear. I live in a family that emphasized working. And also, like, basically if I wanted money, I had to have a job, so I did. Yes. Because I did want money. Oh dear, I don't have much on it, but like maybe 10 euros? Yeah. I go, my dog. Oh, dog wants outside? Hell yeah, go play with doggy. You're all good. Thank you for popping by. That's an important reason to have to go, to be fair. I had no excuse for being lazy. I don't know how much I recommend getting a job that young. I do think, because it cuts into your time a lot. So like for me, I would be working on Thursdays and Fridays every week, and because my paper round was really big because the houses were quite far apart. I lived rural. So even though it was only like 90 houses, it would take me about 6 hours. So I would do 3 hours the first day, or maybe it was a bit less than that, but it'd be like 3 hours the first day and I think like 2 hours the second day to get all of them done. And then, yeah, I would do that for Thursday and Friday. But what that meant is like, you have to be quite diligent because obviously you're doing your GCSEs and also working, and then like it takes quite a lot of time. So yeah, it's definitely, I don't know that I would necessarily recommend it if you're in school, but yeah, you can. Shrimp, good morning. I hope you're doing well. Here's some soup for you. Here is a warm mug of scoop. I hope you're doing well. Welcome on in. I'm still smocking. Oh dear. They're 14 and they can only work a 3-hour work week. Yeah. It's like there's limited hours. I don't know why they would want that, but the whole group, they're probably friends who go to the same school. They might be close to 15 years old. Okay. I don't see the issue of 5 hours a week. It depends how much you need to study, I guess. They're definitely young, yeah. So I did the paper round for 1.5 years, or maybe like 2 years nearly. And then, so when I was 15, I gave the paper round over to one of my siblings when they turned old enough to have it. So it just kind of passed down. It wasn't our paper round. We just was like, hey, I'm leaving. And then the day that I leave, one of my siblings would apply and then continue on, so that it just kept doing it. But yeah. And then when I was 15, I did curtain making, but I only did that for like 9 months because then they wanted to replace me with one of their own daughters. So I had a brief break from work till I was 16, which was then I could properly apply for like a weekend job properly through retail, which is what I did then. I did that for 4 years, and then I was out of work, and then I was back in retail and doing other jobs. Yeah. So I like literally this is probably the longest I've been out of work. And obviously it's for health reasons, so it's a bit different, but yeah. Vegetable soup again, I'm sorry. Please enjoy that. Meat's expensive, Shrimp. We can't afford meat anymore. You have to take the vegetables. I'm sorry, I could put chicken stock in there maybe, but that's the closest we get. I can't afford all this meat. I can't feed everyone meat every day. I started my first job at 17. I was scared to start working. Yeah, I mean, I've been nervous at every single job that I've started, to be quite honest. But yeah, I guess it's always kind of like that. There are plenty of times in GCSEs and work 5 hours a week. Just need to be start with time management. I think it's because I did a lot of coursework based because I did arts, and so a lot of them took a lot of time. It wasn't as bad as when we hit college, but like it was quite intense. I would be like staying after school trying to get a lot of my art finished, like at least 3 days a week, I want to say. And so yeah, when I had the paper round, there are times where I'd have to delay it a day. Basically, I just had to do the round before the next week, but I tried to get it done as quickly as possible. But yeah, just to get the rest of my work done. And yeah, I was one of those kids that was very conscious about their grades. So which I look back on and I'm like, they wouldn't have really meant that much in hindsight, but like, yeah, at the time I was very, very conscious. I wanted only A's and A stars. So I was like, I will be studying enough to only get A's and A stars. Nobody put that pressure on me, actually. My parents really didn't care as long as like I was okay. But I put that pressure on me quite hard. And so yeah, it was a lot of the time, but it was okay. I did it though. Isn't that adult life? Yeah, but that's the thing, it's adult life when you're 13 years old. Do you see what I mean? And you're just a bit young maybe. It would be nice to have been able to enjoy those years a little more. We like party. We like party. I see you lining up that horn. We like party. We like party. We like party. We like party. The Venga bus is coming and everybody's jumping. New York to San Francisco and interstate free this trip. The wheels are still are turning and traffic lights are burning. So if you like the party, come on and move your body. I really, really love the Twitch dancing dinosaur emote. I think that it's awesome. Like, I think for a first animated emote, that one's just really solid. Oh, there it is. I think it's like such a solid emote. I was actually genuinely surprised how much I really loved it, because I kind of assumed it would be one that I wouldn't I wouldn't use that often. I love that little dancing dinosaur. I love that emote. I am such a fan. Oh, Dilsey Sherpa, good morning. I hope you're doing well. Welcome on in. Welcome. We are doing some more smocking at the moment today. It's such a good one, isn't it? The little dancing dinosaur. I love it. It's really good. I really like that emote. It's like simple, but it works. It's got the pixelated. It's a dinosaur. I think for a first emote from Twitch, like animated emote from Twitch, I think they really they hit the nail on the head. At least for me, they hit what I wanted. I don't know about everyone else, but for what I wanted, it was that. I didn't know that I wanted it until I saw it. Thank you for the egg smoosh. Well, I didn't know that I wanted it until I saw it, but now that I've seen it, I love it. Best choice they made in the world. Honestly, true. Honestly, true that. Very true. Dear. Thank you for the party, by the way. I appreciate it. I had a lovely party. We had a lovely dance. Oh, dear. It is toasty. Can you see, like, the sweat on my forehead? So hot in this room. It was hot in this room last night as well, though, so I'm wondering if maybe it just hasn't aired. I could put the aircon on. Not that high of a bar to beat. I mean, bit shady, but true. Oh dear. I'm still very happy with my cake. If I post in chat, you can see it. I'm still very, very happy with my cake. Look at my little cake. Oh wait, no, where's my cake? Why don't I have it? Oh, is it because I'm live? Wait, no, you can't see it. Damn it. God, I don't want to stop. Hate it. Ah, dear. Landro, welcome on in. Sorry, open Twitch and then sing in the makers and crafting. Yay! Welcome on in. I hope you're doing well. We'd be doing that sometimes. Oh, dear. No cake. Oh, how do I get my cake up? Like, it's saying that I have to have that one. Can I turn off my subscribe? I can't. How about now? How about now? Maybe now it'll work. I want my cake. Give me my cake. Yeah, there you go, cake. Haha. Have you got a fan? I do. I haven't been using it though because we have the aircon now. I've been like, so it's not plugged in and it's not really in a good spot. But I do own one. I probably am actually going to transfer it to someone else in the house though, so that someone else could use the fan. Dear, that'll probably be a good call, right? That'll probably be a good call. So what's going on here? Good question. We're making the costume that's like underneath where I am here. It's a reimagining of the collector from the Owl House. I am making lots of smocking panels and we're very early technically. This is what the smocking will end up looking like. Right now it's at the very, very, very early stages, but this is the final product. So like, although in a different color, but eventually it will look like this. And we have like panels and we have like the sparkly panels and the not sparkly panels. And we're making loads of these and they take a really, really long time, but it's really fun and it's very relaxing. Yes, yes. Cake! Cake! Cakeless, no cakeless, only cake. Although, unfortunately, Sonny is a little bit cakeless. Maybe they'll give you a new cake in the future. Thank you, yes, that's the cosplay. Doesn't have any fans, we're forced to be here, true. Chip Tones, yeah, it's the Open Hexagon soundtrack. So Super Hexagon and Open Hexagon both have like really, really boppy soundtracks. I like it. Jelly, so pretty, thank you! I have ideas, yes, but I think they're all too ambitious. So all the birthday stuff is going to be opening on the 1st of September. I will be releasing the full rules and package and stuff like that so that everyone knows where we all stand and stuff and what you need to be doing. And yeah, hopefully I can make like a really good walkthrough if people want to make something. Also, Lancer, thank you so much for the follow. That's very heckin' kind of you. Oh dear. I want to say thank you for all your community tree sport and I feel at home. You always make me feel so, oh bless you. What the heck? God, it's too wholesome. Thank you, that's very heckin' sweet. Too many sequins and beads. Oh, I will say if that's on your quote, I don't know that I can do too much sequining and beading because it's got to be made within a week. Within a week. But we can have a look. We can always make some alterations. Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay, Sonny. Okay, Sonny. I can only think of Jester stuff. Understandable. Me too. I could also. All of us, we're all stuck on Jester forever. Pie, good morning. I hope you're doing well. Sherbet too wholesome. How are we meant to handle that? Oh dear. No, thank you, Sherbet. It's very heckin' sweet of you. Hi, Pie. I hope you're doing well. We are back. We're back to smocking after technically like a month and a half detour, I think. A month and a half detour of making an embroidery every single day. We have managed to find our way back to the cosplay we were making before. I don't have my stuff yet, but I definitely want some simple gloves in the art. Hell yeah. That's the idea. If there are things you want to learn how to make, pop them into your costume. Because then that way, yes, I can show you. I'm good, thank you. I'm good. I'm toasty. I'm warm. I'm very toasty today. Other than that, I'm good. I must be off. Oh no, you're fine. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day, and thank you so much for popping by. It means because of you now, we are only 11 followers away from 4,000. Which means we are only 11 followers away from doing a 7-day embroidery challenge for making a stickman for every single follower. 4,000 stickmen challenge. I should maybe rename the goal, right? Because I've just got it as we'll do something, but I know what we're doing. I am aware. Also, I found out that I can get access to a sewing machine. Oh, exciting! Definitely a pan stuff. I don't know where to begin. Ooh. Hell yeah, that sounds perfect then. All right, actually, while I remember, I'm gonna change it because it's just a little bit out of date, isn't it? We know what we're doing. And I might not have too much longer to change it. How do I change it? Stream manager, right? And then if I go to manage goals, and I can name it customize the progress bar. No, I need the name of it. Do I have to end the goal and start again? Because it just says we do something. Okay, I'll end the goal, and then I'll start it again. Okay, description. 4,000 stickmen challenge. There we go, and then oh no. 4,000. It's not 4,001. That's just 4,000 is good, thank you. 4,001 seems like a silly number. There we go, okay. Oh shoot, sorry, that's gonna... Sorry, it's gonna pop it on screen. I just wanted to change the name. Sorry about that. Hell yeah. Jess is saying, amazing, have lots of fun with it. Hell yeah, have fun with it. Yeah, you need to end it and then restart it. Yeah, that's a shame. That's fair though, I guess. I just say what you say, man, like, oh, bless you. Thank you so much. Hell yeah. I'm so glad. I'm so glad you've enjoyed your time here. Thank you. I've enjoyed my time here too. Oh dear. I've had a lovely few years. Have fun with it. Hell yeah, have fun with it. Why not? Also, I need to get myself off the second stream. It's very, because I have it there on my control panel there. It's very distracting when I just have like a little version of myself wiggling around. So let me just get rid of that quickly. Oh dear. Yeah, we're very heckin' close now. We are zooming. I need to get some fabric for it. Need to get fabric for it, but then we're good to go. Oh man, it's gonna be fun though. It's gonna be fun. It'll be like a nice relaxing time. I don't know, should I do it in Makers and Crafting? Because I would always be tempted to stream that in special events, to be honest. Just because it is a little different. But nah, we'll do it in Makers and Crafting for funsies. Since we've done most of our streams in Makers and Crafting. I think we've streamed at least 1,000 hours in Makers and Crafting now. We're zooming up in hours. Oh dear, alright. Ooh, get it, ooh. So on Twitch, there is a category, I think it's called special events. Let me just double check so I'm not saying the wrong thing. Special events, yeah, okay. So there is a whole channel for special events. So in there at the moment we have like summer outfit debuts, charity events, celebrating my birthday, finishing the book fundraising, a Donathon day, 12 hours relay of regret. So it's like when things don't quite fit just into one category or you're celebrating something very specific, you can opt to stream in the special events category if you want to. But you don't have to. You can obviously stream in any category that you prefer. So yeah, for like an anniversary, you could use it for that, or a birthday. Some people use it for charity fundraising. So there's like a lot of reasons to use it. It could just be that it's an unusual stream that you're testing something new and you're putting it in there. Oh dear. Yeah, lots of reasons people stream in that. Like I could have technically streamed the whole of Chroma Core in special events, because for me that would have been a special event. Like that's an event that I don't normally do. But yeah, I didn't. I did it in Makers and Crafting because I'm lazy and that's where I live. I live in Makers and Crafting. Dear. Yeah, lots of options. I think most people predominantly use it for like one-off special streams or subathons and donathons, you know? Those kind of, it's either like a one-off special stream or it's like a month-long stream. Dear. I think that's generally how people use it. There we go. I don't know what discoverability is like in that section would be the only thing, I guess. Although it depends again if you're looking to be discovered or if you're looking just to have a good time. I also live in Makers and Crafting, yeah. Like, this is my home, I live here now, Makers and Crafting. It hasn't taken over my life. Yeah, no, definitely not. I mean, it's just my house, it's just where I live, it's just where I spend 99% of my time. Yeah, it definitely hasn't taken over my life. Like, you know, oh dear. There we go. And get that in there. Nice. All right, I finished that row, and with that, I'm gonna finish stream there. Why? Because I'm sweaty. It's hot in this room, and I need to go air this room and take a breather. So I am going to be ending the stream there and finding you another sweet bean that I can send you all into, and I'm sure there's a few. There's loads. Oh my god, our options are endless. Oh, but I know where we're going. We're going into Crystal. Crystal is needle felting a skull, and it is stunning. They do hyper realistic like needle felting. It's mad. Like, the skills involved, like you'll see it in a minute. The skills involved in this kind of craft are like mad. What's it, Chris? Mum spaghetti, knees weak, very, very sweaty. Yeah, that's me. Knees weak, very sweaty. Minimum spaghetti, though, unfortunately. We don't really have any spaghetti right now. In fact, our local shop had like a real, like, no pasta. No big pasta, at least. I don't know where all the big pasta went. So yeah, I'm gonna send you over to that because I think a lot of you are really gonna like this. It is so neat. They're so talented. It is so hard. Pasta shorted sash. Yeah, like, we were like going to go try and pick up a big bag because that's normally how we do pasta. We just get like a massive bag of it, and there was none. There was no options. I was like, oh, we could pick up some macaroni, and that's about it. Not great. I could use more pasta options, but I guess sometimes that's how it is. And I do like macaroni, so it's okay. But no spaghetti. Knees weak. Very sweaty. All right, I grab a raid call if you fancy. It's just a good way of sending some love to another channel. I'm gonna be back tomorrow, and then I'm gonna be off on Thursday, I think it is. I'll have to double check, I'm sorry. Next week, we are starting a proper schedule where we'll be streaming Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and then maybe a weekend occasionally. That's gonna be our ongoing forever schedule until I change it again. We haven't had a schedule for the longest time, but we are going to have one. I should probably properly announce that in the Discord at some point, but I'll remember one day. Otherwise, it's lovely to see everyone. Thank you so much for popping by, and I'll see you all probably tomorrow. Take care, everyone. Let's go over to Crystal. There we go. And then start.